Got Chattahoochee in the box tonight. Throw on the hooks, bud, and let's get going. We're streaming. Get it going here. Lewis. We got Mike P. up here. We're going to do a little rotation. We'd like to do the musical chairs sometimes and give everybody a chance on the hooks because the insights that all the different cast of characters bring is awesome. Like Scotty B was calling the game last night. I can't wait to go back and listen to that.
It's probably going to be one of the best ones of the year for sure.
It probably is. I have zero ego. I think maybe, I think you're actually ranked above me. I might be the 17,432nd ranked announcer in the world.
I'm actually ranked 2 million. I'm ranked 2 million, slightly above Joe Little Legs Johnson out of Oklahoma State.
Little Legs.
Yeah.
He's good.
I agree. They call him Little Legs because obviously he has little legs, but he's a speedster. Don't fool yourself there, buddy.
Well, announcer rankings are subjective, so we could be higher, but we'll get it going. And Louis Solis, I like to call him Sweet Lou, been running the show. I was out for a game and a half, had to bounce in the middle of, I guess it was Tuesday's game, 5th. And I'm back in action, excited to say. We did a little pregame.
Yes, sir.
We had Jacob Elizondo and Gravy Davy Wilson. What can you say about those guys except they're awesome?
I say Dave Wilson's one of my favorite first basemen in the league.
I'll tell you, he can play anywhere.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what I do with my...
Let
me find my little score sheet from Zachary Carroll threw a complete game last night.
Yes, sir.
Unreal.
His final game ever.
Hung him up, going to grad school.
He's going to Baylor, correct?
I'm not sure where he's going to grad school.
Hold up.
Maybe he's going, he was going to Oklahoma. He was a Sooner. But that doesn't mean he's going to grad school there. He could be going to Stanford for all we know. Here's some notable lines. Elizondo was named player of the game. He was 2 for 5 with 2 runs at a bibby. Jose Gonzalez was 1 for 4. Ryan Quinones is heating up. He's 2 for 5 with 2 runs and an RBI.
Oh, by the way, Zach Carroll will be attending Baylor University.
For grad school?
Oh, yes, Baylor.
That's a good school. Jose Gutierrez, 1 for 4 with a run. Jimmy De Leon, 2 for 5. He's batting 300. Skylar Trevino was 3 for 4. A lot of guys heating up. Augie Ramirez was 2 for 3. And David Lopez was 1 for 3. So a lot of hitting and great pitching from Zachary Carroll. So we definitely tip our cap to Mr. Carroll as he rides off into the sunset. What I said to Elizondo was, these dudes are like, I'm going to hang it up. And then he goes to grad school for like 2 or 3 years, and you get the itch, and you're like, I'm going to go play some old man league, But you had some more free time, right? You're going to grad school, you're hitting the weight room, maybe getting, you're still running, young man, staying in shape. You all of a sudden show up at old man league, all of a sudden, like 5 more miles an hour in that fastball. I'm going to come out of retirement.
We might see him in the future, Weimar Hormigas. You never know.
Speaking of a Tampa Bay Devil Rays fan, remember that movie, The Rookie?
Yes, sir.
Dude was a Devil Ray. He was like a high school teacher, showed up there on 98. It was his players dared him.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Lots of history there, buddy.
There's all kinds of good stuff. So, best of luck to Zachary Carroll for sure. So happy to have Dutch Chattahoochee.
I unfortunately, I was able to escape Nebraska for a couple of days, so here I am.
The snafu with Haymaker Promotions, and that you can check out our live feed, episode 17.1 or whatever.
A lot of people don't realize how much goes on in Nebraska City. It's a fun time. It's not a huge city.
Wild stuff happening up there in Nebraska.
Yeah.
But we're very, very well aware we have sound problems on this broadcast. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, we only got like 4 or 5 home games left, and I don't know that we're going to fix them because I believe the problem to be in this piece of gear we got called the ATEM Mini Switchboard. It's not the noise gate, but it'll drop the sound if we're not talking.
I think the great play of the players will overcome the sound.
Yeah. I mean, I'm mainly talking to hear the sound of my own voice because I'm that arrogant.
It's okay.
It's just a matter of like hot air, some sort of psychological breakdown we could delve into, but it's just really a waste of time.
Whether or not we would admit it, we're all arrogant in some way, shape, or form about something in our lives.
About something, and I love talking baseball. I love having people with me to talk baseball, and Dutch Chattahoochee is helping dreams come true, folks.
And in a few weeks, we'll be in Colorado.
Longest home run project. Cat's officially out of the bag. I would say I'm not even going to tell the max pain level on what it takes to get the Guinness Book of World Records involved, but it's pulling some teeth. Let me tell you that.
They're very anal about their stuff, but I don't blame them. They got a company to run.
I'm going to toot their horn. I'm going to toot their horn because they're on board. But it's going to be awesome. Get some guys up there. Got my eyes on a few river monsters. We got to see. I can't get the roster too full, but we got some big names coming, so I'm psyched about it. And actually, I don't know if Will Taylor is listening to this because JT Taylor's batting in the 3-hole tonight. But always a big thank you to Will Taylor and the Baseball Bat Bros.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Not only are they putting great content out for themselves, they're definitely going to help us get our name out there as well.
They are doing some awesome stuff, and that event, City of Victor and Will Taylor were the two things that had to happen. I honestly, getting it all together was almost there, but then trying to track down the athletes was so difficult until Will put it together. And
there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of steps.
Still a lot of moving parts to go. Honestly, I got a call with the city here in a week or so, and we talk all the time trying to get everything coordinated, but it's going to be a good time. So if you're not doing anything August 6th and you want to see a world record, you might want to get on out to Victor, Colorado.
Are we live streaming this event?
Well, yeah, we're going to attempt to live stream it. Now you have to understand how remote Victor is. When you get there, you'll understand.
Is it up in the mountains somewhere?
So far up in the mountains.
Okay. That's
everything in Montana is pretty far up in the mountains. And there's the nearest town is Cripple Creek, which is cool.
Oh, yeah, Cripple Creek, yeah.
I don't know if they play that Creedence Clearwater Revival song.
Colorado has
it's the band.
Speaking of Colorado, if you ever get a chance to visit Frisco, Colorado, that is one of my favorite cities.
Really? What's it called?
Frisco, Colorado.
Frisco, huh?
Yes. Beautiful view. It's got this really cool spot where you look over, there's mountains, and then right below there's this bed of water. It's like a lake, river almost. It's pretty cool.
It sounds awesome. It's a beautiful state.
I agree. I've been there quite a few times.
But Cripple Creek is where my granddaddy was born.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, granddaddy was born in.
Shout out to your granddad.
Granddaddy's got a lot of wild stories about Cripple Creek. And if we go back to the Cripple Creek Cemetery, I think was it Grand? It would have been Great. I can't remember who that. I guess that would have been Great Grandma was buried there. So we're going to let Jeremy the Juice do his intros, and then we'll get down to the brass tacks with opening lineups, folks. But welcome to another evening of Texas Collegiate League Baseball.
You know what, Turnstile?
What's up, bud?
I'm kind of upset right now that I'm a little too old to attend the kids' summer league camp.
Oh, man.
I really want to go.
I went to summer camp when I was little, and the thing to do in Washington State was Stottlemyre. Stottlemyre baseball camp was either held in Yakima or Ellensburg. Mel Stottlemyre, former Major League pitcher, and then famously the pitching coach for the Joe Torre Yankees. Won a lot of World Series there, Mel Stottlemyre. And then his son, Mel Stottlemyre Jr., I believe, made it to the show a couple of years there. But yeah, if you're in Washington State, you need a summer baseball camp, you go out to Stottlemyre baseball camp. It's good stuff. They put you like in the dorms at like Ellensburg Community College or something.
Oh, that's where you stay for the summer?
Yeah, it's brutal. Then you get like a roommate who's a psycho when you're like 11 years old and you're like, what's going on? I've never been away from home.
You're gonna have one of those guys too that's really emotional. Like, I miss my mommy.
Yeah.
Like, well, you're here, buddy. Like, just.
It was kind of emotional because like you're like you just have no concept at that age. Like, and I understand now because like I've got the kids during the summer and you just want to get rid of them. You just like, dude, give me a break.
You ever run across one of those guys that felt like everything was towards him? Like, oh, everybody's making fun of me. Nobody likes me. You ever had one of those guys?
Yeah, it was crazy, but I can tell you exactly the summer that I went to camp for Stottlemyre baseball camp. And I went a couple summers, but I know the first summer was 1986. I would have been 11 years old.
I was born that year, buddy.
Because what they sold were the Topps baseball packs. You know what I'm saying?
Were cool, yeah.
And you can remember the year by the look of the card, right?
Yeah.
So this was, everybody wanted the Dwight Gooden. It was like the white on bottom with the black on top.
You remember the ones that came out in the 80s with the blue frame?
Yeah.
And like the red box for the, That's my Diggy-Thon card that I have in the office.
Oh, that's sweet.
One of my favorite players of all time.
But all you just kept buying packs and packs of Topps trying to get that Dwight Gooden rookie card. That's all I know.
Dwight Gooden, man.
But
we also have Gil here tonight, the River Monster.
86 Topps. Gil in the house tonight. Gil was apparently a legend at
parade.
At the parade. All right, let's do some starting lineups, buddy.
All right.
Go with the visitors. First off, leading off for the Baton Rouge Rougarous is number 6, Reed Eason, playing left field. Reed Eason also has nitrous oxide boosters attached to his body.
I've seen it. I've witnessed it. It's a real thing.
Dude, his wheels. You got number 12, Braden Caskey, playing second base. Number 27, batting the 3-hole, JT Taylor, third base, man from up in the Northwest. Shout out to Will Taylor's bro. Batting the 4-hole, number 33, Lane Hutchinson, shortstop, dangerous hitter. Number 8, Elliot Abear playing first base. He's got a dinger in Smokey Joe. Number 28, Brennan Lambert. I want to make sure I got that right. He is the designated hitter tonight. Brennan Lambert. Brennan Lambert, batting 6-hole, designated hitter. Batting 7-hole, number 21, Landry Wilkerson, playing right field. One of my favorite names in the league, Monray Vanderwalt. He's the catcher tonight. Batting 9-hole for the Rougarous, number 2, Daryl Moore. On the hill tonight for the visitors, Jaden Brosseau. For National Anthems, folks, we'll go ahead and give you the River Monsters lineup, but right now, let's take it easy. All right. Evan Hendricks on the hill tonight. Defensively and leading off, Jacob Elizondo is playing shortstop tonight. Batting second right field is Jose Gonzalez from Texas State. Batting the 3-hole playing first base is Dave Wilson. Batting the 4-hole, unbelievable hitter, one of my favorites, Jose Gutierrez, will be the designated hitter tonight. Batting the 5-hole, catcher and backstop, number 52, Victor Jimenez. Number 6, playing solid third base and starting to heat up with a bat, Skylar Trevino from the University of Houston Cougars. Playing second base tonight, number 13, David Lopez. Bat 8th. And playing, I believe I have him playing left field, is number 17, Preston Dallmeyer. And then batting 9th, playing center field, Warren Laster. Going Sox down, except for Mr. Elizondo. The Whites finally came in off the container ship that was doing figure eights out by the Aleutian Islands.
And they are, let's be honest, they're pretty slick.
They're pretty awesome.
Nice. I always like baseball with the pinstripes,
I don't know if this is true, but I believe the container ship captain has been detained in the port of Seattle, and he was sauced.
Kitsap County, they're not going to let him go anytime soon.
He's in Kitsap County, and he was sauced on Jack Daniels, and then the other one, the cut rate Jack Daniels, the Evan Williams.
Is this true that he's in a jail cell in Bremerton, Washington?
I'm not sure. It could be Bremerton, but he was doing figure eights.
He's in Kitsap County for sure somewhere.
And upon his container ship was their uniforms, and now they have arrived. I may or may not have made up that entire story, but we have the home whites now, and away we go.
I believe this will be Hendricks' 6th game of the season, his 6th appearance. This will be his 5th start.
To face local hero, Seguin native Evan Hendricks to face Reed Eason. Folks, let me tell you about the bone to pick we have with the Rougarous. Absolutely an unsolvable riddle. And let's hope tonight is the night.
Is it true the only wins they have is against us?
That was true. I think they've broken that, but we still have not taken down the Rougarous.
And each time we're getting closer and closer. So tonight might be the night that we finally
Let's hope so. 1-0.
get over that hump.
Fastball corner. Good stuff from Hendricks. Left-hander throws from the opposite side of the rubber. Jams Eason 1-2. Working ahead. River Monsters is a good ball club with good ball players all the way around. What has really been our trouble this year is the one, and he gets Eason on 4 pitches, swinging on the off speed for the first out. It's huge. Eason poses all kinds of problems once he's aboard. Braden Caskey, the second baseman. That's the man
we call Rocket.
He was always stealing, but I remember hitting basically a single up the middle for the center fielder, get up, throw it in. He was sliding into second. It's ridiculous.
For what most people would be a double, that'd be an inside the park home run for him.
I'll tell you, you're going to keep Eason off the pass. Evans Hendricks.
I feel like every time he gets on base, he's still second. So like he takes away the double play a lot of the times. He's not allowing you to get that.
Again, working ahead. Evans has got good stuff tonight. I like it. We're going to head throwing strikes. And honestly, I feel like where we were at the beginning of the year, we have just continued to improve. Skies it. Going to be foul, though. Still 1-2. Michael P. Mike Perrin out here taking photos for us. It's been phenomenal in the booth, as has been Lewis. And whenever we get Dutch Chattahoochee, talk about what a treat, folks. Absolutely not looking for that pitch. That is just foolery and trickery from Evans Hendricks right there.
Comes out of the gate.
Fastball right down the middle, looking for something else there. He's got 2 strikeouts.
So 2 up, 2 down.
Here's JT Taylor. This is an off speed. 1-0. Say Oregon's got some doggone good baseball. We're playing Mickey Mantle baseball up in the old Northwest. This team from Forest Grove came up, just running through people. It's Mickey Mantle like tournament to go to the World Series, just running through people. You thought you'd seen all their guys? They basically slept on their best pitcher till the championship game, and then they pulled this guy out of nowhere. This kid's 16. He's throwing like 90.
Secret weapon.
Unbelievable. Back in the old days. This is a breaking ball. Is it 3-1? 3-1 to JT Taylor. All those old, that was Hartman Park in Redmond, Washington. All those Mickey Mantle tournaments happen at. Legends played on those fields. Jammed by JT Taylor.
But it looks like it's going to be caught.
Laster's calling for it. He'll make the catch. 3 up, 3 down.
So 3 up, 3 down.
Hendricks looking real good.
Nothing better you could ask for than that. You know?
A lot of Mickey Mantle battles took place at Hartman Park in Redmond, directly across the street from Redmond High School. And here's one thing I'll tell you about that.
What's that?
Here's the legend. So a lot of times, if teams were like traveling for some sort of like Mickey Mantle regional, the teams there locally would host the players, you know? So they're like kids from out of state staying at your house, yada, yada. And back in the 80s, Eric Davis and Daryl Strawberry played on the same youth baseball teams growing up. When they were 16, they came up to Washington and stayed at some other baseball kid's house from Washington or whatever. And I guess they had like a net, maybe like a soft toss thing, or maybe even a cage in their backyard. You know, you got buckets of baseballs. A couple years later, or maybe shortly after they left, they're looking through, and Daryl Strawberry must have been messing with the balls and like signed a couple of the baseballs. And they found in their bucket of balls a Daryl Strawberry signed baseball. How cool is that?
That's really cool.
It should be more valuable because it's a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Mickey Mantle Daryl Strawberry.
Daryl Strawberry was one of the greats, man.
I'll tell you, I love watching these college baseball players, but the MLB draft is coming up here, I think, on the 19th of July. And I mean, being a baseball scout's a bit of a gamble. You don't know, but I mean, you can look at dudes like Griffey, Alex Rodriguez, and I just think it must have been fun. Like scouting a college guy, they're more mature, they're bigger. You can see that, you got metrics. You can see a lot of college stats.
Yeah.
You can see who they played and if they're Division I, who they matched up against, what their batting average, their velocities, exit velocity, all this data. But high school guys, who are you playing? You don't know.
Even with all these advanced stats, I still think the eye test is the best way to
eye test,
the player.
Absolutely.
Because you can tell me he bats this average and whatever, but until you see him actually play, you don't really know.
The plate to Elizondo, he takes one. And that's like the fun thing about baseball is like sometimes you'll see, and you can find them on like Twitter or Google, like really old scouting reports that got scanned in on dudes like Strawberry and Manny Ramirez, bounced foul by Elizondo, and they're awesome. Like whoever, I think it was the Indians ended up signing them, but I'm not sure if it was an Indian scout. There's this like in New York, like Washington Heights was where Manny Ramirez played high school baseball, and he's a legend. Like that's a good baseball school anyway, but he's just like a legend there. And the scout went out there to like scout him, and he's just writing all the measurables on there. And he basically just writes the best hitter I've ever scouted.
Manny Ramirez?
Yes.
You ever notice
breaking ball to Elizondo and they
he
get him?
He had no work ethic whatsoever. He just didn't care.
No,
but he still was able to produce so much.
It was really interesting. There was like...
what was that phrase he had when he was with Boston? Manny just being Manny?
Manny being Manny, but apparently he worked really hard in high school. Just spent a lot of time working on stuff and working on, you know, his leg strength, and just there is a really interesting New York Times story.
I believe he's still playing in like some of the leagues.
He after MLB,
leagues.
he played in quite a few different. I know he played in the Shikoku Island League, which is in Japan. It's actually an independent Japanese league.
He's one of those guys he would play on any team that would have him.
Dave Wilson, Jaden Brousseau, the pitcher for the Rouge, off-speed pitch outside 2-1. But yeah, the Shikoku, it's interesting to think you got independent leagues in America, but there's a couple in Japan. One of them is the Route-In League, which I think has just changed its name, but there's the Shikoku League. Manny showed up in that. I don't know about that.
Sometimes I think these umpires are paid to make bad calls.
They look kind of wide, even for the catcher's arm reaching out there.
The ball will be in the dirt. They're like, strike.
Catcher reaches that far outside his body. Sometimes you gotta off speed.
Come on, umpire. No mames, you kidding?
So that's Jose Gonzalez. This is Davey Wilson.
This is my dude right here.
Involved in my story, folks. I apologize. 2 strikeouts by Jaden Brousseau. That's just how Evans Hendricks did it. So 2 down on 2 strikeouts, and now it's Dave Wilson. But Manny is interesting, but there's a great New York Times story that went out, and it was written at the time that Manny was in high school, and they got these great photos of him walking down the street in New York City with his high school buddies. Fastball, Wilson chases it up high. It's such a cool article to read, and it just talks about the phenom that he was. But
he was originally drafted by the Cleveland, right?
He came up with Cleveland. I think they drafted. I'm not sure scouts card that was, but Manny, no doubt, super unique guy. But I do think he worked, and I think he did a ton of work on the tee, the hitting tee. Some guys do batting cage, some guys do soft toss, but he did tons of tee work. But it was also interesting because he would come back and talk to the high school type people. It was what's your tips for hitting? And it was just it's just Nolan Ryan can't teach you how to throw 100 all the time. And Manny can just explain his technique. Fastball up, and Wilson draws the walk. Runner aboard with 2 outs. Manny would say, he's how do you do it? He's I don't know, man. See ball, hit ball.
That's what he did, man.
That's Manny's advice to high school hitters.
He's not talked about a whole lot in terms of greatness hitting, but he was one of the greats.
If you watch a Manny Ramirez at bat, people, and he did some wild things in the outfield that were tons of fun, but watching Manny Ramirez at bat and how he works the count and his concept of the strike zone is phenomenal. Jose Gutierrez up. He's been super clutch with runners on, 2 outs. It's outside. Off-speed pitch from Brousseau, 1-0. This would have a couple nights ago. Trevino got on in front of Jose Gutierrez, and he had a couple RBIs that way. And don't think Wilson can't run. I don't know if he's going here, but he is an all-around athlete and can steal a base. Gutierrez. Ball in. I think it was a strike. And I can't properly roll my R's on Gutierrez, but I don't always do it.
It's a mouthful.
It's nice. I like to get the players' names correct, but
I think you're
Mr.
doing a good
Gutierrez
job, buddy.
is phenomenal. Off speed down, 3-1.
It's all right. It's going to drop for a hit. There you go.
All right, well, we got a text that We're not getting audio, but we're going to do a little audio test here. We're going to take our little laptop off of mute and see if anything actually comes out on our end into here. Audio, so not sure. If you're listening, shoot us a DM on Twitter or something. So Jose Gutierrez with a single. Runners on first and second now. Jose Gutierrez does. Davey Wilson at second. Batter is Victor Jimenez. Things I like about Victor is he finds the barrel. He's hit a lot of balls hard, especially to right. 1. Jane Brissot to the set. Nobody really holding Davey. Second baseman kind of bluffing. Bounce to third. Could be trouble. It's a long throw, and he gets aired, and he stays on the base and gets him.
That was a nice catch by the first baseman, to be honest.
He had to go up high for it, but he kept his toe on the bag, so...
Obviously, you would have hoped for an overthrow there.
Hit. Yes, there is audio. We listen on our own laptop because we can do that. We always turn it on mute because it echoes, but we can hear it. So somehow it's going through YouTube and the other ones. But so let's see. We got 2 left on base. Top of the second. Crowd's filling up tonight. It's a Thursday night. I lose track of time. Everything's a time warp.
My schedule, I don't know what day it is. All I know is, like, I don't have to be at work one day.
You got kids and they're not in school, you start losing track. You honestly start losing grip from reality. Chances, Earl, I apologize, Dutch, that we're in the Matrix. None of this is real.
To be completely honest with you, there's a good 50-50 chance.
50-50 chance this is virtual reality. We're plugged in.
Because I'll be honest with you, this is a true story. So I was going to work one day in a 1-lane road, right?
Yep.
And the car was behind me. And before I could get to the stop sign, the car was in front of me. And I swear that's the truth. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? So I see things, I'm like, that could be a possibility.
I mean, on Mini Day, you remember we were talking to Jacob Elizondo about ghost stories?
Yes.
Elizondo's an interesting... not Elizondo, I'm sorry. Evan Maldonado was talking ghost stories. But, I don't know. I think it's safe to say there's about 98% of the entire universe and world that we as mere mortals do not know about.
Absolutely.
But as long as this virtual reality has baseball and I can talk about it, I'm good to go.
If we are in the Matrix, I would appreciate the person coding would, like, do some things in our favor a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, give us a little bit more press on the Colorado thing.
That'd be sweet. Lane Hutchinson. Number 33, the shortstop. Honestly, I think Hutchinson is one of the best players in the league. He has been trouble for us hitting, and he plays a pretty good shortstop. Vince Hendricks dialed in the first. Looking very good. And there's Evan Hendricks again with the barrel on the ball. Nice play by Elizondo. Gets him 6-3. One down.
Also, I want to say the person coding the Matrix, code us for a win tonight. That'd be great.
Hutchinson, first pitch hunting right there. Elliot Hebert, maybe on the first couple games, Rouge came into town and in the very deep of the night, hit one over the Seguin writing on the wall, and the Seguin Matador is near the bark pile, kind of near the flagpole. I don't know.
By the way, my wife says she's also tuning into the game.
Is she tuning in?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I hope you guys know CPR, where there's a defibrillator near. I'm slight chest pains in my right chest. I'm not sure what that's about.
I'll give you
I seem to be
CPR,
okay.
buddy.
Maybe I was just recounting Elliot Hebert's
it doesn't help that it's like 101 degrees out here.
99 hit hard by Abear. Laster's going to get on his horse and make it back. That's off the wall.
Wow. That's all right.
Good throw in from Laster. Abear almost goes Yahtzee again. Double off the wall. Abear natural power. It doesn't look like he's like loading up to swing for the fences. Like Yogi Bear said, if you hit it right, you don't have to swing that hard.
Absolutely.
Just hit it right. Get that extension. Brennan Lambert. Down, runner on second. 1-0 to Lambert. David Lopez at second, holding on Abear. Got to make an effort in this league to keep the base runners guessing because it was just running wild for so long. First and third situations were a disaster. It's almost guaranteed advance to second. And recently we've been better defending that and picking off some runners. So I like what David Lopez is doing as far as keeping the runner close. Chops it, and it's bouncing, stays foul. 2.
Designed that runner a second for a good while.
Yeah. I mean, you got to change your timing. A lot of times in the dugout, one of the things you would do on a pitcher is just count him at the set. You would just go 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. And if the guy was like real consistent, like a 2-second step fouled off, you could actually break for the base if he was too consistent. So you get a heck of a good jump stealing bases, which I needed. I wasn't the fastest guy, wasn't the slowest guy, but I love to steal a base. And if you fell into any kind of rhythm, like some guys are like one-look guys, they just look once. And if you want to do that with me, okay, as soon as you look away, you're going to go. So Lambert gets walked. So, and these guys, they know that. You got to, sometimes you look once, sometimes you look twice. Sometimes you hold it longer. Sometimes you just quick move to the plate, but you got to mix it up. Give your catcher a chance. Lambert to first on the base on balls. First and second, Caleb Morales out to talk.
I guess they're talking about what they're going to do for supper tonight. Not so much what
classic meetings on the mound from Bull Durham. Discuss
dinner plans.
Discuss wedding placings.
Sorry, buddy, you buying this time?
Wedding
time.
registry gifts. Nice place setting. Candles. Candles always make a good wedding gift. Plus dispensing sage advice. Everybody's on the same page. Rouge always got to be wary of a double steal.
And the Rouge have been known to do that too.
Landry Wilkerson, right fielder. Lefty with an open stance. I've tried that for a couple summers. Definitely helps you get the hands out on an inside pitch.
Were you a switch hitter or just on the left side?
Strictly lefty. Breaking ball and a beauty. Strictly from the left side, I can't do anything right-handed.
Mad props to people who can hit switch hitting because
I'm amazed.
Difficult. I tried to hit left-handed, can't do it. So I'll just stay on the right side here.
Oh, he did though. 0-2. had Wilkerson starting his swing, but then just get out of the way for survival, and he went around. Breaking ball bounces it toward the hole. David Lopez with a great play to cut it off and gets the runner at first. Wow, David Lopez. A lot of range there because he was over holding the runner. He kind of had a long run to get that. So runners advance on a fielder's choice, but really there was only a play there, so it kind of plays like a sacrifice. But that was going to be a 4-3 ground ball, not a sack. 2 down. One of the best names you'll find, Monray Vanderwald.
That's your dude right there, too.
Catching tonight. Bounces it to David Lopez. Going to take it on the big hop, and the play is to first, and he makes it easily. Evans Hendricks
Nice
works out of trouble.
Jam there.
Strands the double. Strands Abear and Brennan Lambert.
Hey, River Monsters fans, don't forget to...
Sign your kids up for our baseball camp. We want to learn from some of these great
I'm sure there's a couple
monster
future
players, and there
Hall
are
of
some good
Famers.
ones. Let me tell you. I mean, honestly, if you sent your kid out here and he got like fielding tips from, Elizondo,
He's
and you got
definitely
like
set.
Jose Gutierrez going to start talking to your kid about hitting, plate approach. Jimmy
Or-
De Leon about leadoff hitting, delayed steals. Those are just some good ball players.
Or we have Dave Wilson tell you about how to play both, pitching and on the infielding.
Davey Wilson is such an athlete. Guy's amazing. Amazes me.
I feel like there's something he can't do. Put him behind the plate, catch the ball. Not you, buddy, but I see there's a Chick-fil-A truck over behind us here.
Is the Chick-fil-A truck show up?
Yes, sir.
My goodness.
Not a huge
they,
Chick-fil-A.
they sell out fast.
I'm not a huge Chick-fil-A fan, but it smells pretty good right now. I think it's making me hungry. I just ate like an hour ago. But
Like what's available? Like I don't need a donut, but if there's donuts around,
oh, I'm the same way. Like I'm not too picky, but
we go to the bottom of the second. Skylar Trevino is going to lead us off. 3 for 4 last night was Trevino. Houston, he goes to University of Houston Cougars. I think Houston would be a super fun baseball trip. I've never seen a ball game at Rice's field, but I've been to their field just because I wanted to see it. I was like down there.
Houston baseball is pretty. They
You
have
got the
pretty
Houston
good sorts.
Cougars. You go over see them. Swings through off speed. Strike one.
Houston is definitely building a baseball powerhouse down there.
You go see a Stros game. You go see Rice. You go see Houston. And there's a ton of like JUCOs around there.
Definitely a baseball. I would say it's a baseball town.
Houston's a crazy city. It is humongous.
Been there a few times, and it's quite the journey. Buddy.
Sprawling.
The highway system there is insane.
Off speed down and in to Trevino. Takes ball 2. Yeah, Houston is a country unto itself with its zoning. But Minute Maid's, the old Enron field. The old Enron. Remember that? Remember those days when Enron was around? That's
Enron?
Minute Maid.
Talk about the gas thing.
Oh, yeah.
Was that? Well, that's why Enron rose, right? something like that.
Yeah, I can't. Well, that's what, because they had the naming rights.
Yeah.
Barreled by Trevino, but skied it. Hutchinson settling under it, 1 down. But before it was Minute Maid, it was Enron, and Enron's collapse was awful, obviously, for the people involved. But it was so newsworthy, and like I was in a white-collar crime. I actually went down. I skipped a day of law school and went to the Enron trial, got to the courthouse. I called the clerk. Here's David Lopez.
So many of those people had so much money invested too. Unfortunately, they lost everything.
It was unbelievable. I highly recommend a book called A Conspiracy of Fools by Kurt Eichenwald. Unbelievable book on Enron. Lined up the middle. That could get down. Daryl Moore Jr. is there. Lopez hit it too hard. There's the problem there. So line out to center. I was fascinated by the Enron collapse anyway, and I studied it. I read that book, and I went down when they did the cross-examination. There was a 2-day cross-examination of the chief financial officer by the name of Andy Fastow. And it was the government cross-examining him, and they did a terrible job at it, by the way.
I just feel bad for those people who like went out and bought new houses and new cars thinking they're going to be rich, and then everything collapsed.
Delmeyer. The other thing that's crazy about it, I ran into the head of the board of directors, Kenneth Lay, in the bathroom.
Oh, wow. Oh, that day you went down there?
Yeah, because like there was like they do like a recess. So I was like taking a, because it was like the first 3 rows were press, and then like the public that wanted to get in there, you had to get there like 4:35 in the morning. Bounces it 1 and 2 to Delmeyer. So I did. I got there like 4:30, and I was like in the 2 rows of public, and yeah, it was interesting, but the cross-examination wasn't as explosive as you thought it might have been.
Do you remember what year that was?
Yeah, that would have been. Let's see. That would have been like Let's see what that would have been like 05, 06. I think it was like 2006, probably like. Beginning of the year, 2006.
I thought it was early.
Off
I thought it was
speed,
in the 90s,
and he gets
but I guess I
Delmeyer.
was wrong.
3 up, 3 down for Brosseau. Gets Delmeyer on the strikeout. Speed pitch there from Brosseau. Yeah, nothing to do with baseball, but Enron, formerly Astros. But yeah, Houston baseball. Go down and check out Rice. This campus. Rice Owls had Killer Bees down there. Lance Berkman was ripping dingers out of Rice.
Oh,
From New Braunfels. Here's Daryl Moore Jr. Got a line drive last inning. Tracked that down in center field. Daryl Moore Jr. is a switch hitter. Turned around to the right side with Evans Hendricks pitching. Fouls the first pitch into his leg.
He's definitely a dangerous hitter from either side of the plate.
Yeah,
gotta
Daryl
be
Moore
careful
Jr.
with this
did
guy.
like a really interesting thing in one of our early games where was a switch hitter, fooled on that pitch, 0-2. Is he stayed in the right-handed batter's box against a right-handed pitcher late in a close ball game, and I think he was just up there to see if he could get hit by pitch. He was really close to the plate. Not sure. Bounce to Evans Hendricks. Fields his position well.
For some reason, when I hear Evan Hendricks, I was thinking that baseball player. Remember Kyle Hendricks?
Kyle Hendricks, he's still pitching for the Cubs, I believe. He is
Yeah.
great pitcher and does a lot with not the whatever super velocity some of these guys have. He's like an 88 mile an hour guy. 88, 90 on the heater. That's all he needs. Back to the top, Reed Eason swings through. Strike one. Breaking ball up high. Just like you can't teach somebody to throw 100 miles an hour. You know, I don't really know if like Reed Eason runs track or how he's so fast. It's just possibly God-given wheels.
He was born with that. That's definitely something you learn.
Certainly there's hard work in there, but
Oh yeah.
some dudes are just fast. There's the breaking ball for a strike, 2-2. This ball goes full, just off the plate. It's a money pitch right there if you paint the corner. No answer for that after that set of breaking balls. There's a breaking ball, but it hits
hit
him.
him on the inside there.
Now you've got to contend with Eason, who I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is certainly going to be stealing. No question.
We said that before
There
the
is
game.
no
during
question.
The game. He's what I call rocket because this guy can fly.
Eason is one of those guys, the coach goes on the team and is like, look, dude, you just got a green light. Unless there's like 2 outs and you're on second.
You know, he's kind of like Michael Vick in the NFL back in the day when he was like, okay, just
Look
run.
at him. He's already
There's no throw
jiggling. And
run.
like he's not even getting a massive lead. The interesting thing is, though, when you get the burners like Eason, you have to kind of decide which pitch you're going to go. Fastball up.
He's almost like a Ricky Henderson where like every time he's on base there's a threat to steal.
Like he's designed, but he'll steal. Like he'll go first movement, whether you're picking or whether you're going to plate. He'll just go. And Evans might be the type of guy who's like, I'm just going to read move. If you go, I'm coming to first.
yeah.
And maybe Eason doesn't like the idea of that. Hendricks working fast, 2-1. Working fast to the plate, not giving Eason a whole lot.
What you got to do, you got to switch it up. Otherwise he's going to steal on you.
Jab step from Eason still doesn't go.
You can tell Easton's like, just give me something and I'm going to take off.
I may be overblowing his speed. I just remember a couple of plays I didn't think were right. I was like, that's a cheat code.
No, you're not overblowing it at all. Like, people can see that he's fast. Oh, wow. There's a walk.
So Kasky walks. I don't know, somewhat Reed Eason effect in the sense that you do have to keep track of them. JT Taylor flying out to center's last at bat. Oh, Kasky's.
Number 27, JT Taylor.
I don't know Kasky's speed, but your second baseman, you're batting 2-hole, you're probably not slow. Rouge have shown they will double steal. So you got to defend against that. Jimenez easily can make the throw, but you got to keep him from getting some kind of like walking or running lead. Lined out, but Dallmeyer's going to play it. Caught by Dallmeyer, and he throws it in. Hard hit by Taylor.
So Easton does have 11 stolen bases on the year, so
Yep.
he's definitely.
0-7, 2 down.
I feel like Baton Rouge has a lot of quick guys on their team.
And here's a situation where I think
He's
the steal is not in order anymore because Easton's already in scoring position, 2 out. One of your best hitters up in Hutchinson. You never want to make the third out of third.
That's probably one of
A
the.
single, Easton can fly, so he's scoring anyway, and there's 2 down, so you're not worried about a double play. looped over into the gap, coming on. And Hutchinson.
Plus, third base is one of the hardest bases.
He's about the 6-iron, kind of slices that, drops it into right center for a single. Scores Eason. So first and third now.
Number 8, Elliot Hebert.
I love this man's name, Hebert.
Hebert. I always think of Bobby Hebert.
Right.
A lot of these guys are from Louisiana and famous NFL quarterback. I don't know if there's any relation, but it's
Somewhere down the line.
mispronunciation if you don't call it Hebert. Held off by
Good thing that
Hebert.
net was there. That would have done some damage. You give a shout out to all the people who showed up tonight. It's a lot of people.
So many.
here.
We got Scotty B called the game last night. Of course, Mike G, Jeremy the Juice.
There's
Fastball gets by Hebert.
There's a guy down there with a radar gun
Yeah?
measuring it.
How about that?
I think old Dutch might have to get back on the mound and see what kind of speed I got.
I did a radar gun at like a carnival one time.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, you see it on Fast
I was so embarrassed. I won't even say. I was like, dude, I used to play baseball.
It's all right. Not everybody has a speed.
Fouled. I don't think you can get there. It might stay in the park, though. Nope. It's over where the RVs park. Still 0-2 to Hebert.
There goes the kids to go after it.
Evans Hendricks working ahead to Hebert. Asks for a different set of signs. Comes to the set. Lined up the middle, but the play is made by Elizondo. Heck of a play, and Davey Wilson does an excellent job staying on first.
He's got the reach, man. Like he'll tiptoe if he needs to. That's a web
Absolute
gym.
highlight reel. Elizondo, beautiful. Thing of beauty. And he had to get that ball out. You don't have time to set your feet. He had to make that throw when he did. And great throw.
I think that should be on ESPN Baseball Tonight highlight.
That was
right
nice.
There. Also, that foul ball, it just got out. There was like 5 kids just hauling. Like a race
Saves
of 5
a
kids.
run, does Elizondo. Awesome play. And Laster for Warren to heat up. Warren makes good contact a lot of time. I saw Coach Abrego talking to him a little bit about some hitting techniques. Oh, he went with Mike Jones for the walk-up. I am a fan. That is a great use of sight. I talked to Mike P about that. Shows the bunt, fouls it back. I am highly optimistic for Warren Laster based on the Mike Jones Tipping on Fofo's walk-up song.
That's always a great song.
That's a jam.
Yes, sir.
And a great video.
Remember back in the day when people was like Mike Jones? Remember those days, buddy?
He actually gave out his real cell phone number in the video.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
I've never seen the video. I mean, I've heard the song a billion times, but never seen the video.
I might be able to recite it just from, I think it's like 281-330-5004. So if you want to call Mike Jones, call that number.
I sent him a text. I'm sure he
Breaking
changed his phone
ball,
number
1 and
after
2 to
that.
Laster.
You know what I used to do?
What's that?
I used to give my phone number all the time to random people. Like, hey, you want my phone number? Text me sometime.
I get enough spam as it is, but I can't imagine what Mike Jones is living with.
He probably changed his number shortly after he realized it was a bad idea.
Saw like an MTV interview with him, and he just kept looking at his phone and like putting it away because it was like people he didn't know.
Of course, when you're a famous artist and you put your number out there, everybody's going to text you. Like, that's like Ben Margera. Every now and then he'll have like this thing in his house where he just invites the public to come
Line
over.
by Laster, that'll get through for a single. That's what I'm talking about. Mike Jones. There we go.
Uh-oh.
That's right, Scotty B knows. Give that song again. Laster on with a single. Laster can run well. I was talking with Mike P the other night. I was like, you can't have a walk-up song that has too much intro, you know? You got to get to the bass line rather immediately. You only got about 5 seconds.
You can always just like edit it down to where it's just the chorus.
Yeah, you can just start it there. Line by Elizondo. That's going to get down. 2 consecutive hits for your River Monsters. Something cooking here.
That was right over shortstop's head, too. Drop down. Nice hit. 2 men on right now to start the inning. So
Small ball opportunity. 1-run ball game here, folks. 2 singles in a row.
I feel like when there's more people here, the team plays a lot better.
Yeah.
They definitely feed up the energy of the crowd.
Jose Gonzalez, example of a nice walk-up song where the bass drops instantly.
Plus, I'm sure they're playing better because of those unis.
Jose Gonzalez is a good hitter, type of guy you maybe don't want to bunt with because of his hitting prowess, but she'll see what happens here. It's about winning ball games, folks. Rousseau deals fastball strike 1. Good speed on the bases. Jose Gonzalez up. Shortstop Hutchinson is holding Laster a little bit. The infield isn't fully shifted. Bounced foul by Gonzalez. Isn't fully shifted, but the second baseman is definitely playing more in the hole.
Oh, yeah. I think that's right.
0-2 to Jose. Jose, 13 dingers at Texas State. That's a good D1 team, so that's why I'm saying maybe you don't want to bunt with that kind of power.
They made a good run this year. They made it to the tournament.
They did. Stanford elimination game was unreal.
But to me, I mean, you're making it to the tournament alone says something, you know. Unfortunately, they didn't win, but that's okay.
They had a great year. Good baseball.
Sure.
I mean, Texas has such good baseball. The recruiting depth in this state is so deep.
I feel like all the teams here have studs, you know.
Embarrassment of riches, as they say. The set from Brosseau. Off speed, changeup, outside, 2-2. That's a dirty pitch to try 2-2. You're just like, you're protecting, and they go corner, change, diving down. Good pitch by Brosseau. Better layoff by Jose Gonzalez. Pick. It's going to be close. They did get him.
The runner definitely doesn't like that call. He's like, nope.
Pushed out. Know how the Rougarous do that, but that was probably a called play and a timed play. I mean, Hutchinson was breaking. A lot of times the catcher will flash the glove so the pitcher knows when to wheel.
There we go. Well hit the middle.
Hutchinson was playing up the middle a little bit, and they get Elizondo.
These umpires, I feel like sometimes they favor the away team. But what do I know?
Solid play there. 6.
Up next for Dave Wilson.
Dave Wilson.
Gonzalez aboard at first. Dave Wilson.
Very, very nice gentleman. He always addresses you as yes, sir.
Wilson's been great
I was not expecting the
all the way around.
There we go.
Fastball outside corner. But yeah, can't get picked there. But like, it was the one where as the base runner, you're looking at the pitcher, so you don't see him. He's not even looking at you, and then he just wheels and spins as Hutchinson's breaking. Could have been a signal from the catcher. There goes Jose Gonzalez. Good pitch to run on as a breaking ball, and he's
Nice still
easily.
there.
Base there. 0-2 to Dave Wilson.
They're driving a run here with a tying run on second.
Oh my goodness!
That looked like a ball
Breaking
from up
ball
here.
outside.
I think if these umpires set up
Wilson,
here, they
class
make
enough
better
not to
calls.
argue it. I don't know from my angle. He kind of caught it outside and just tried to pull it back. The catcher did, but it's a call.
This season would not be possible without
Rouge out of it.
brush ball removal, dirt work.
So I came to a conclusion of why the audio cuts out sometimes.
Why is that, bud?
Our voices are too great and the feed can't handle it.
The feet can't handle.
It doesn't know what to do with the greatness. It's like, how do we handle this feed? This is like 9K audio coming through or something.
I'll say this, and Mike Jokum from Victoria has been really helpful to Mike G and Scotty B. And there's a lot of good. I turned it down. I guess I turned my mic down somehow. A cord, the cable got on it. Thanks, Dutch. But who knows? Who knows how long that's been going on for? That's how long that's been going on for. I guess this thing needs to go over here. It's maybe part of my problem.
You're all right, buddy.
See here. Brennan Lambert takes ball one. Top of four. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Audio issues. But I think we are going to do a how-to, and just so people can see the equipment that we have here, because a lot of it does work other than the sound drops. So,
I mean, it's clear when the sound doesn't drop out, but
and I want to PE with ViewBee was really helpful early on. We did a couple troubleshooting calls. I will say on our setup, one of the problems you're going to run into is too much gain if you're using a soundboard.
Was that the guy we talked to in the meeting at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, we're doing
Okay.
like cell phone calls. He's trying to help us with the settings within OBS. But OBS works good. The ATEM Mini works as advertised, and then HDMI cams coming in on HDMI repeaters works good. Flared out to right, that could get down.
Yeah, it's going to get down. But
Jose Gonzalez over, cuts it off, and keeps it to a single. Good job. So single from Lambert. He's aboard. But all in all, I mean, we didn't even know because we'd never done this, whether any of this stuff would work. You know, especially the fact that you're remote from the center field cam, you know?
yeah, it's a ways out there.
And there is like...
It's a nice camera, though.
If you run long enough cable, then you'll start getting delays just through the cable. So I actually think wireless is faster than running a cable. It doesn't seem to be that crazy of a delay if you like see somebody hit it on the center field cam and switch to the other cams that are closer. So anyway, Landry Wilkerson swings through a breaking ball there for one. Having a good time with it. The inaugural River Monsters season. Mike G and Scotty B have really got things dialed up here.
And the knowledge we learned from that, we was able to do a good live stream podcast episode last week.
Yeah, we did a live stream podcast. We're not sure what's up with the static and the sound, but
it just
is what it is.
Probably one of the cables was just too close to another cable and caused it to feedback. But other than that, it worked great.
We're figuring out. Means we could do shows on location. We go to Monaco.
We're gonna try to do a feed up there in Colorado. Do a little live.
Colorado. 3-1. Fastball, Wilkerson count goes full.
If they have a taco time, we're gonna go to taco time.
Taco time?
Yes, sir. It's just amazing, like fast food taco place based out of Utah, but they have some in Colorado.
I've had some taco time.
Yes, taco time is great.
Swings to the fastball. Evans Hendricks. It's back to get Wilkerson down 3-1.
So if you're listening, Taco Time, I love you. You're amazing. So, anyway.
I'll tell you what you can get in Colorado.
What's that?
That you can't get in San Antonio, which is heartbreaking and sad.
What's that?
Waffle House. Why San Antonio does not have a Waffle House is beyond me.
Lots of nights at Waffle House is at their night of drinking.
Unreal. Monterey Vanderwalt.
Been there plenty of times.
Batter. They got plenty all over Texas, but not San Antonio.
The best part about talking about alcohol is how greasy their food is.
Fastball.
But it does the job.
And the waffles are delicious.
You see, Waffle House is a common man's place to eat.
It's great prices, and the waffles are phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, granted, there's fights that break out a lot, but it's beside the point.
Yeah, I guess if you're there late enough, crazy things will happen.
It was 2-3 in the morning when the drunks come in.
Bounced. They're calling that a foul. That's off his foot. Even if it's not off your foot, if you're a hitter, just act like it was off your foot.
Right.
I think it was.
The same thing in like basketball with the flops. You got to fake your way to make it.
Because you're out.
Yeah.
But I think it bounced it off his foot. So 0-2. Evans Hendricks working ahead here. Brennan Lambert, designated hitter, is the runner at first. Not looking antsy. I can almost tell by body language whether these guys think they're going to run.
Yeah.
Of all my counterintuitive turnstile knowledge, where I basically jinx.
You are technically a professional baseball player.
A professional jinxer when it comes to predicting stuff, but I'll tell you, I get the sixth sense when a dude's running.
Well, body language helps tell the story.
Fastball low and away. Yeah, they can't contain themselves with their saucy leads, their antsiness.
Talking saucy leads. Are we talking ragu? What are we talking here, buddy?
I don't know. We're talking Newman's Own.
Okay. So we're talking quality leads then.
Yep. Slider down and in from Evans Hendricks. That's a great pitch, 1-2, by the way.
I'm more
Vanderwalt doesn't chase it, but that's where you want to be, 1-2. Backfoot sliders, always a good option. This ball fouled off. And I don't know what Vanderwalt's seeing that he lays off a good back foot slider like that and then fouls off the fastball. Sure, back in the way old days, I was like, why didn't you just swing at that one? That was a good slider for you to swing and miss at. And you don't. This ball line, but Delmeyer, contend with the sun, lost it, then found it again because his initial read and break took him right to the spot.
I thought that was going to drop because a couple balls that were hit that direction in that way were dropped last time. But that was a good catch.
Good catch there.
He's like, you're not going to get me again on that hit.
That's what worried me about Vanderwalt is because he laid off the back foot slider so easily and then had a real good hack on the fastball that he fouled off. Was like, this dude is starting to see maybe arm slot. But hit that hard, nothing to show for it. And now we're to Daryl Moore Jr. I want to know.
The switch hitter himself. Yeah. I believe he came in one game, right, for like one at bat to kind of get on base.
Yep, bounced. Great play by Wilson, stays down on it. Not an easy play on Smokey Joe. One unassisted, that'll do it. one left on base. It was a one-run ball game here. The Monsters need to get it going.
Well, they are playing Crazy Train right now, so that might get them rolling.
A little Ozzy will get you going.
Can you imagine they started playing Paranoid? It's Black Sabbath.
Crazy Train. Black Sabbath's good. Crazy Train, and then Mama, I'm Coming Home.
Never was a fan of that song, to be honest, but I'm just, not a fan of slower music.
What I'll say about Crazy Train, or no, Mama, I'm Coming Home song. And I don't know, there's I think we're somewhere outside Baghdad. Initial invasion in Iraq.
That's what that song's about?
No, there's a dude.
I was going to say, wait.
There's a dude, and there's these these huge, communication trailers that had all this electronic equipment on it. And the guy, there's a couple dudes that were in charge of that. They were formerly Marines, and then they got out of the Marine Corps and got jobs with the company that made this high-tech comm gear, but they had to be on the invasion with us. So basically, that's how these guys were geniuses. They got out probably as sergeants or corporals, but they're getting whatever that company was paying them, plus whatever hazard. Because they were civilians now. They're former Marines, but they're civilians now. So it's how much do you have to pay a civilian to be dude, I want you to go on the invasion so you can run this comm equipment? Anyway, that dude was playing that song. He's this is the first song I'm going to play. Mama, I'm Coming Home when he gets home. That's where I remember that song from. Jose
I'm sure
Gutierrez.
it was often used for, the service.
That's the thing about Ozzy. It's this Dark Lord, the Prince of Darkness, and Black Sabbath sounds so terrible. Listen to some of their songs; they're beautiful, beautiful voice. Mama, I'm Coming Home is a jam.
He sang. He continued his career forever.
Lined hard into the gap by Jose Gutierrez.
Ozzy
Reed Eason on his horse,
recently?
and he gets it. Hit hard. It's Jose Gutierrez for you, getting good contact. But I just remember that song.
You know what it was for me? Do you remember Three Doors Down came out with that one song?
Who?
Three Doors Down.
Oh, yeah?
I wish I could remember the name of the song, but it was used for a lot of military stuff.
I remember the bodies hit the
When
floor.
I'm Gone or
remember
something like
one?
that. I think that was the name of the song.
They always played that one.
Yeah.
Briseau, huge curveball up high.
So the band, the bodies hit the floor. They were actually the singer Davey Williams and some other people were from where I grew up, the town.
That's crazy.
So the band was going to make a donation to the high school, and they refused to take it because based off some of the lyrics of Drowning Pool.
It's dark.
Yeah, they were, hey, we want to help the school out. We're from here. Here's a check, and they were like, no, we can't. We can't accept it.
2-0 to Jimenez.
And I lived right down the street from his mom too, the singer of Drowning Pool that unfortunately passed away.
Wild, wild stuff with those dudes.
Their first album's still great. I still listen to it from time to time.
Briseau to the set, working behind a Jimenez. Fastball off the plate, 3-0. Let's see if we can get Victor aboard. Random stories. That's how we do it, buddy. There's nothing stopping us.
I've got tons of random stories to talk about.
It's endless. Especially when we go down the music. It's a professional musician.
Who, me?
Yes, sir.
I played a few shows in my day.
Inside, they're going to call that a strike, 3-1.
When we get the 3BGB band going.
As we're going to get a bat here, we need base runners. Got a one-run ball game. Gene Briseau has pitched well, no doubt. Got a couple hits last inning, but bad base running took us out of it. Or maybe not so bad a base running, but an excellent pick move by the Rouge. Frankly, well coordinated. Back full count to Jimenez. Good turnout tonight here in the city of Seguin, Smokey Joe. Breaking pitch misses wide, and Jimenez is aboard with the base on balls. Skylar Trevino.
Number 20, Skylar.
The cane cutters in town last few days, and they were doing the full-on shifting, you know? They bring the third baseman over to short, put the short. Trevino shows a bunt, tries to drag it just off the tip of the bat. But the cane cutters were moving the shortstop all the way over to the right side of the bag on lefties. It's the first, like, official infield shifting I'd seen this year. I think Jose Gutierrez was getting that treatment, and I want to say definitely Ray Mendoza was maybe getting that. Third baseman in now. Held off.
It's funny to see these kids, as soon as the ball is popped up, they just take off running to get the ball.
Lord of the Flies, foul ball regime is in here. I don't know who the ruler is.
I'm guessing the kid in the red
has got to
shirt.
take the conch and take charge of all the other unruly kids and get the foul ball.
They're just hanging out in the
Cartel
parking lot, waiting
organized.
for those balls. They're like,
0-2 to Trevino. Big hole on the right side with the base runner. So sets, deals up high. Pokey Joe used to be a graveyard, but balls started going out of here and banging off the walls here about halfway through the season. Swings through the off speed. They get Trevino. I don't know if you're looking down the stands, but there's some awesome child discipline happening.
Seguin, number 13.
Down. Lined out centers last time. I always like it when the parent points at the kid and does the come here.
yeah, like you need to sit down and behave.
Reel that finger. You better come here right now. That means you're in trouble, by the way. International sign language.
For me, when I was a kid, you know, I got disciplined. My grandma would grab me by my ear.
Oh,
Yeah, she was an ear puller.
you're pulling a.
She's like, you better straighten up right now or when we get home. You know, I'm like, uh-oh. I'm sorry, I'll
So
behave.
misses up high.
People don't discipline their kids like they used to, that's for sure.
That's what I say. You got to get hardcore.
Like, when I was younger, they'd say they're getting a belt. I'd be like, okay, I'll straighten up. I had this thing where growing up, I was like, hey, if you catch me, you can discipline me. But until then, I want to run around the house.
It's all about getting caught. 2-0. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's commentary for another time, perhaps, whether we're getting soft or not. It feels like, but I'm an old guy, so it's just like when you're old, I just feel like everybody's getting soft. But maybe that's not true. I don't know. Rousseau picks, almost throws it away. Abear completely sacrifices his throat to stop the ball. That's not where the short hops get in your body. You just like go down and smother it. I think they took that up above the chest there.
Everybody's like, I don't need my throat to play baseball. So go for my throat, go for it, buddy.
That's not necessarily a threat to steal, I don't think, but so doing his part. This ball way up. 3-0 to David Lopez. I think you're taking here in a one-run ball game. Two-out rally going. Base runner's over second. Off speed comes in, 3-1. Leads off first conservatively. 3-1 is inside to Lopez. Two runners aboard now.
I thought that ball was going to hit him when he started coming inside like that.
Is the first, Jimenez the second. Big two-out hits that we've been starting to get lately. Like Delmire's game. Look, a big 2-out hit. The way the infield is shifted, the second baseman's over the hole. There's a huge hole up the middle into the right side. This Hutchinson's kind of playing up the middle. Back from Delmire. Again, left to right, Smokey Joe. First time today, at the beginning of the day, I saw a dead flag. He was just laying there. We were starting the game.
I don't think most insects can put up with this heat.
The solar winds perhaps picking up, I'm sure. Off speed down low.
Oh,
runners aren't.
They almost did a double still there. They thought about it.
Jimenez didn't realize how far away from catcher it got. One.
We currently have 10 people watching on YouTube, so
There you go. Hello to all our viewers. We appreciate it. Realize again,
Trying the
sound
best
does
here.
drop, but we just keep waxing philosophical about baseball.
Well hit ball there, but it's
Full hack from Delmire, fouls it off. Little 2-out knock here, tie this ball game up. Brosseau's given up 3 hits in contact. We ran ourselves out of 1 inning, but down and in, I think that hits him. Breaking ball, bases are loaded here.
What had 2 outs?
Hit by pitch.
Little 2-out rally we've got going
2-out
on.
rally. Bases are juiced for Warren. Laster singled last time. The ball hard through the hole.
Seguin, the bases are loaded. Make some noise.
With a chance to maintain his Mike Jones walk-up song. Might be part of the recipe. Lined up the middle. Daryl Moore started in and stays there. Bates, that'll do it. The top of 5. Game's flying by.
It's a good game, though. Only 1 run scored. Lots of great pitching on both sides.
Pitching on both sides, Evans, Hendricks.
Both sides have gotten out of a jam. Right now the base is loaded. Previously the same. Couple guys on base.
And Brosseau dueling.
They're finally gelling as a team. It's just unfortunate that the season's almost over.
So I think the River Monster's been playing a lot better second half of the season.
Like they said, it's going to take a while for them to get gelled together because they're all coming from different places. We're going to see a lot of these guys next year playing for D1 teams.
Oh yeah. Guys like Davey Wilson, Simon Lamar. I'm really interested to see what happens with Jose Gutierrez, who's just filling in for Victor Jimenez while he got his gear on, catching there.
MJ himself, he'll be somewhere.
One of our best hitters, one of the best hitters in the TCL, has already been drafted by Cleveland out of high school and has shown, his ability to handle a wood bat pretty well. So do you draft him if you're a D1 school? Certainly you're looking at him.
He also made the decision to continue his education and not go pro.
That's true. That was part of his media day. He said he really wanted to get an education. So
because your career's not going to last forever, so you need something after your career's over.
Yeah.
Rouge number 6.
You could always be like a lot of players and just go be like a personality on TV or something.
And I don't know the collective bargaining agreement. A lot of these guys get that worked into the contract, the college money.
I'm glad that's a thing
choose
now.
to go pro.
Some of these people deserve to get some money.
Hendricks,
Pop-up bunt there.
Eason again. Eason walked and scored.
A lot of these bunts have been, pop-ups behind home plate. But
Good drag bunting is a skill.
absolutely.
And a tough skill at that. The shot, Easton's speed, you got the corners in anyway, so it opens up more holes. Fouls it off. Two to Easton. Swings at a breaking ball. Jimenez blocks it up well and makes the throw. Nice to get Eason down on the
That dude
strikeout.
almost made that. Almost made on first base too with that.
I'll tell you.
Dude was running hard. He kind of, you know what he reminds me of? Kind of like Pete Rose. That dude would head haul ass to first.
Hustling.
Mr.
He's
Hustler.
hustling, but he has the gift of flight.
If I remember correctly, Pete Rose often slid into first base a lot too.
He was getting dirty, that's for sure. And Kasky walked his last time. 1-for-1 tonight. It's by Hendricks.
Got behind him a little.
Hendricks, deliberate worker, but works fast. He ain't standing there forever. And he's essentially a full wind guy, but he's kind of tilted to the side. So he does step back, dig in his plant foot, and then leg kick. Breaking ball for a strike.
It's a very smooth motion.
Very in control. And that's it's just different for everybody. But, one thing to think about when you're pitching and hitting, how much your head is moving. Your head's moving around a lot. That guy's a very, long stride, so your head drops a couple inches in the middle of trying to hit a baseball. Stand real tall. Other guys like DiMaggio, I would always go back and look at DiMaggio, so how quiet his head was. It hardly moved. Short stride, easy swing. Ace Hendricks. Oh, that's strikeout number 2.
I believe that pitch was in the dirt too, correct?
Might have dropped it on the transfer because they didn't make him throw it down to first. So I think he caught it clean and then dropped it on the transfer.
But regardless, he's out. So that's
right. Two batters, 2 Ks. Count the Ks. 1, 2. Ks for Hendricks. It's JT Taylor. Checks it on the off-speed pitch. You're going to call that a strike. I don't know if I agree with that, but it went in our favor, so heck yes. Fastball. Hendricks mixing well. Gil, the River Monsters, on the prowl in the stands. Walking by.
That dude's a workhorse, man. Gil's a workhorse.
If you're sporting, I say this before, sporting a mascot uniform on 99-degree Texas days. Fastball again.
And not only
Taylor
does
spoils it.
He gets out there and he puts out work. He's very friendly with everybody.
He is. He's great with the kids. High-fiving.
Being in that hot uniform, it'd be, I might want to be like sitting down for a little while, but he's out there hustling.
It is
moves.
a summer weight loss plan.
That's why they call him the move shaker. He makes moves.
Wait a second. Everybody thought that was a strike, and the reason they thought that is because it was a fastball over much of the plate. Might have been low.
Umpire's
If
like,
anywhere.
It's a ball.
Wasn't that it wasn't over the plate. My count's full. Sorry, 2-2.
I want to know how many ice cream
Sweet
bars these umpires getting
Keeping
paid
me
in.
honest. There's that breaking ball. Taylor again spoils it.
It'd be really cool to have like a camera on the umpire's mask. See
Oh, yeah, they got some of that stuff. They saw it in the College World Series, some really cool shots.
Well hit out to right. Looks like
Kind of hooks the curveball, but Jose Gonzalez is there. F9 for the third out.
Firm small personality, PCBA franchise partner.
Is Mikey B still on? Okay. With Mikey B. Go to the bottom of the fifth.
a little Pantera here, walk-up song.
Zondo 1 for 2 tonight. Single his last time. And absolutely spectacular in the field. And spectacular post-game interview. It was the post-game interview for yesterday's game, which I missed due to family obligations. But
Teddy ball game, a little under the weather.
yep. Jacob and Dave Wilson were gracious to give us their time and talk a little bit of baseball.
Obviously, your
1-1.
wife as well. Good to see they're doing better, both of them.
The family holding it down. Takes a village. Can't do this. Tons of help from the home front, that's for sure. So thanks, Al. Teddy ball game. And little Liam. Whole crew.
I like Liam's funny. It's powerful.
He is hilarious.
Like,
He's hitting good at the end of the year in T-ball, too. So
He's batting, what, 400?
nice hack from Elizondo, but he shoots it way foul. 2-2. I like Elizondo's approach, too. He talks a lot about, like, he will hit a lot of line drives up the middle and the other way, but that's because he's waiting for the ball to get deeper. If he pulls the ball, he says it's just primarily a reaction. And I think that, and especially in wood battling for college guys, is such a huge advantage to see the ball better because you're completely willing to go the other way instead of trying to yank a homer, you know? Yeah. Is if you're trying to like rip, like in your mind, I'm going to rip a double, you know, you do get out in front, and that takes just a millisecond off. If you're fine being like, it's okay to be late, okay to shoot it the other way, it just gives you a little bit more ball travel, and sometimes that's all it takes for the brain to make that decision. That split second, at a hair of a second.
They say hitting the baseball is one of the hardest things to do.
Off the plate, another great at bat from Elizondo. So Elizondo, leadoff runner aboard.
That's the thing I like about baseball is you have to think really quickly, you know, because you have like half a second and that ball's coming down towards you.
Dallas, fielder's choice his last at bat, and then stole the base
Start calling this being
on a
Gonzo.
breaking ball. It was safe by a mile. Elizondo leads. Rousseau to the set. Healthy lead from Elizondo. And there he goes. Almost a pitch up, but they bounced the throw, and Elizondo easily. Good jump, good lead, good jump.
And we got the tying run in scoring position now. So it's good work there on the steal.
Good pitch to throw on. But Vanderwalt didn't get a good throw up. Threw it hard, but bounced it to the wrong side of the bag. So Jose Gonzalez, RBI situation here with nobody out. 2-0.
Well, hit
Hit hard out to right, but going to be playable. Elizondo's going to tag. Very strong throw.
Nice fly.
Sack fly.
So we got one out, guy on third, so we just got to bring the tying run over.
For Seguin, number 6.
Tack to score him. Our best hitters here with Davey Wilson and Jose Gutierrez behind him.
We definitely want this guy up to bat right now. That run.
Corner just a bit outside. Ball 1. Davey Wilson is the same. He will go opposite field. I think he just, again, has a very good approach to hitting the ball where it's pitched. Hit hard. Daryl Moore is going to catch it, but Elizondo is going to tag and score. And that's an RBI sack fly.
Well hit ball, to bring the runner home. That's what we're looking for.
But Elizondo scores. And crucial, the fact that he was a first pitch stealer with Jose Gonzalez. Because that doesn't happen if he doesn't steal that base right there. I mean, because getting deeper into the account with Jose Gonzalez, then he doesn't get that sack fly to right field. So Elizondo manufacturing a run with aggressive base running. And here's Jose Gutierrez.
Lots of important steps to make that happen.
Man, it's a good baseball player. That's all it is. Ball player. Line drive. Jose Gutierrez continues this campaign of driving the ball all over the park.
Well hit ball to right there. It was a drop down for a hit.
It's that beautiful sound. Our home plate mic catches that crack of the bat.
I also like the cowbell we have up here. That's
gotta have the cowbell. And have the cowbell for all Olympic ski events in Seguin River Monster ball games.
I know the Tampa Bay Rays, they were known for their cowbells. Some people try to get those bands, because if you're behind somebody and like,
I remember whose gold medal downhill ski run it was as Victor Jimenez steps in. Could have been either been Franz Klammer or it could have been Jean-Claude Keeley. And the only reason I mention it, wait for this pitch. Changeup inside. Pretty good changeup. Doesn't get the call. The reason I remember is if you can find that downhill run on YouTube, I think he was Jean-Claude Keeley, honestly. But the dude was so out of control. I mean, he almost crashed on every turn.
He was just going so
flying.
fast.
He was just going for it. Just going for it. But it could have been Franz Klammer. Look at both their downhill runs. But
it's like, I'm getting down this hill one
you
way.
want to talk about ski downhill being out of control, on the edge of control, and just your life in your own hands.
I've always found the ones that, not the skiers, but the snowboarders, are just hauling down that mountain on that little board.
It's crazy.
I'm like, if these dudes crash, this is going to hurt.
But that downhill run, buddy, that's how my life feels like. Completely out of control. But maybe if I can touch an edge of my ski here and just barely stay in control as I'm barely
I'm more of an
down
uphill. I'm trying to climb Mount Everest here.
That's what it is. There goes the runner. Good jump. It's lined right to him. Unfortunate. But the second baseman was covering on the steal. Would have been a hit.
But we did bring a run home, so we tied it up, which is good.
The fifth score, all tied up at 1.
Bottom of the 5, it is Seguin 1, Baton Rouge 1. Great game here tonight, by the way. Both pitchers are dealing.
It's a pitcher's duel, but tie ball game thanks to Elizondo's great base running. I got to give props to Lou Solis. I'll mention stuff, and Louis will find it. He has found Franz Klammer's downhill run, and you can see the dude is just out of control.
Yeah, he's
going to win the gold.
He's like skiing sideways at some points. Like, he's going so fast. And, like, when he's hitting those ramps, he's getting a lot of air. Like, just look at that guy.
1976 Innsbruck.
So, was this like a legendary run?
This is a very famous run in the ski communities.
Because that's how fast he went?
Yeah. And, like...
Like, look at that. One, like, leg is kicked out to the side.
It's Franz Klammer's.
He's just out of control.
I think it's this one, and also, but it could be Jean-Claude Could, but they're just like epic runs. I think it was the one where, like, the very last jump, there's always one big jump right before you come to the finish line in Olympic downhill, and he almost loses it on that one. Does, like, the rolling up the windows of the arm.
This man is going so fast, he's not even having to use his poles to get speed. Like, he's just relying on the skis alone. Like, look at that.
And here's the thing about downhill, like, to get speed, you want to tuck.
Yeah.
But if you're, like, going so fast that you can't tuck because you feel so out of control, you can't put your arms down.
He's practically standing straight up for the most part.
Amazing ski run.
You know what it looks like? It looks like he's out of control and he's trying to stop.
I'm telling you, that's the thing about downhill skiing is you just do not want to ditch speed. I mean, that's the whole point is don't ditch speed ever. So you're just like, how much can you control being out of control? But if you can find Jean-Claude Keely's, this is crazy too.
How do you remember this? That's what I want to know. I
am a plethora of random knowledge, but for our 10 listeners, go ahead and check out.
That was the year you were born too.
Franz Klammer. Well, I grew up skiing some, so.
Makes sense.
I was like, it was like Little League. You could sign your kid up to ski race or whatever.
I always wanted to
terrible.
snowboard.
There's your break between the 5th and 6th.
You know, if I was Lane Hutchison, I would go to selling hutches as a business.
He probably goes, the nickname of it is Hutch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hutchinson, 1 for 2 tonight, single. Evans Hendricks still on the mound. We've got ourselves a nice pitcher's duel. Hutchison was hunting a first pitch fastball. That is my life. Franz Klammer's downhill run.
Now your life makes more sense now that I've seen that clip.
Analogy. It's an analogy for my life.
I'm not, like I said, I'm an uphill climber trying to get to the top, but so many things along the way.
Hutchison again barrels it, but he skies it out to right. Jose Gonzalez under it, makes the catch. Hutchison's the kind of guy, like, if he doesn't shoot that straight in the sky, it's an opposite field homer. You know? Like, he crushed that just straight up. F9. 1 down. Lead off the 6th there. Elliot Hebert famously hit the first home run I've ever seen in Smokey Joe. Slide piece from Evans Hendricks to start him off. I ran it in on his hand, but it had a little cut to it. I'm glad you appreciated my downhill skiing and Lou Solis.
It's always interesting to learn about new things I do not know.
Fastball way up.
And that was one of them.
I think we can all agree, and Mike G and Scotty B will tell you the same thing, but now you're like seeing it in action, Dutch, that Lou Solis is the greatest director-producer in the ballgame. Like, in baseball. I'm talking organized baseball. Professional at any level. Shikoku, Island League Plus.
MLB.
You name it. Like, honestly, if we had actually, like, the gear, you know how, like, Monday Night Football has, like, the trailer truck?
Yeah.
Like, after me saying that, he would have cut in Franz Klammer, like Franz Klammer's
run. They have, like, the overhead cam, too, the sky cam.
Yeah, he would have cut that into the broadcast so people could enjoy it with us. Amazing director. Constantly
yelling at us, hey, you got to do this, you got to go to this. Like, let's go.
2-2. Maybe he can do it. He's going to figure out how to do it.
Runs the show by himself.
Like a video capture and stream it. Ooh, filthy breaking stuff from Hendricks.
I just hope when he gets famous, he remembers us. That's all I ask.
I want to see if after this inning, Lou Solis can actually do it and cut in. If that's what he's trying to do. I don't know what he's up to, but
Cut into
strikeout
what?
from Hendricks. The run we just watched.
Oh, he can.
downhill
I'm
run.
sure there's a way to do it. He's a pro. You know.
Video capture.
Oh wait, something just came up.
Brennan Lambert lines it, but Davey Wilson playing a great first base makes the play. Wow.
And no run scored for Baton Rouge.
Oh, he's doing it, folks.
There we go. Wait. There we go.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. You want to see Franz Klammer do a run. Here it is, folks.
Promoting it right
This
here,
is
right
this
now.
broadcast. This is the greatest, and this is an analogy for how out of control my life is. Please enjoy. This is Lou Solis. So many fine
I
moments.
see this and I'm just like, man, turnstile.
People will be like,
I
what's
wish I
going on
could
with this
help.
broadcast? There are no rules. Right? There's no rules.
This is a DIY broadcasting. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
Look at this man. 1976 Innsbruck. Franz Klammer on the edge of disaster
Let's
the
be
entire
honest.
2-3 minute run.
The best part of this run is this suit, that lime green suit.
Oh yeah, you have his speed suit.
Like he's like, no, like it's a crazy color for his crazy run.
People don't realize, like, you want to talk about like how pitchers are always like building leg strength and doing squats.
Yeah.
You saw the quadriceps on a downhill skier. There's nothing more massive. So
Well, of
much.
course
It
you're-
takes so much leg strength. You're just flexing. It's insane.
We should go for a ski trip. Let's
One of
go
the
skiing.
greatest runs of all time. I don't
like
think there's
this
going to
to
be
be-
snow in. I don't think there's going to be snow in Victor, but that's like 9,000 feet elevation in August. So who knows? You could have
We'll
a storm.
find a sand hill, a sand dune or something.
Franz Klammer's ski run in Innsbruck is the perfect amount of time
Look at that. He's skating
to
on like
do
ground
in
right
between
there.
innings before the next batter. So awesome.
Number 20, Skyler Trevino.
Trevino's going to lead us off. No, we didn't finish the run. Well,
They saw enough of it to get
they
it.
saw enough of it to know that Louis Solis is the best producer director I've ever worked with in my life. It's
He's probably
insane.
secretly like a professional. He's coming off as like, no, we do this.
Bottom of 6, game moving along.
He's gonna be on YouTube one day.
Jaden
Like,
Brousseau still pitching to Gems. Trevino hits it hard.
hit out to center.
Out to center. Daryl Moore Jr. calling for it. Makes the catch. That's one down on the F8.
Mid Lopez.
Lopez walked his last time. Got to second.
Number 13.
One. It's going to be the type of game where a walk here or there, or David Lopez getting on, or somebody getting on and squeaking across that extra run. It just feels like a tight game, and it is. Line drive. That's going to drop in. Great job by David Lopez. Piece of hit in there. Shoots a line drive to left. Fielder Preston Dahlmeyer.
Another excellent name.
Meyer plays excellent outfield. Left-handed hitter. So he can get a pitch he likes. David Lopez, healthy lead. So to categorize it. I think we are in the situation where we can hit and run and steal bases. Elizondo is a testament to aggressive base run and making a huge difference. We're still down by a run if he doesn't steal that base. This ball into Delmeyer. One. And 2 to Delmar. David Lopez may or may not be. Definitely giving himself a chance with a healthy lead.
Sun's going down.
Brosseau sets.
Some of the best baseball happens when the lights are on and the sun is down.
Isn't that right, buddy? That's right.
Nighttime baseball is some of the best baseball you'll see.
I'll tell you what, if you go out to a ballpark, wherever you happen to be, and you hang out when the sun starts setting and cooling down, you got a nice cold one in your hand, that's about as good as it gets, folks.
It's kind of like LSU football at night, Death Valley.
Oh.
That's how I feel about baseball at night, too.
Picks, David Lopez
special.
back. Abear again digs it out. David Lopez doing his job whether he's going or not. Getting some attention over there. Almost threw it away to be runner on third. Abear didn't dig it out. There goes Lopez. Line, hit and run. Thing of beauty. Lopez can't think about going. But I think the second baseman was actually covering there, but I'm not sure if the shortstop was. But excellent hit and run. Delmar with a single.
Perfectly placed ball between the left side there. There's a guy down here with a cowboy hat, and I kind of want it.
That is a nice hat.
The mound there. Looks like they'll be like, hey, this is your last
We're
game.
going to change pitchers, so tip your cap to
good game, yeah.
Mr. Brosseau. That's a pretty solid start there to get you into the 6th. 2 runners aboard are his.
Only gave it 1 run.
Number
Not bad.
22. Brister on in relief. Good pitch change by Coach there. You're at that psychological point in the game where your starters, probably at pitch count that you're tracking, where you're going to go to your bullpen, trouble of brewing with 1 out, and he's going to go to Brister.
Velocity is a little down, obviously.
2 guys barreled him up pretty good there. And another philosophy in, go back to the Franz Klammer run while we talk baseball. Why not? Look at this guy. It's my life, folks. But the other thing you got to think about is, the philosophy. The more you see the starter, the better chance you get as a hitter. You've seen him a number of times. Franz Klammer going through. Your life feels out of control, or barely in control. Feel free to reference them to said video. Downhill runs of all time. Mr. Warms. People go back and look at this broadcast and wonder what we were doing. And what we're doing is illustrating to you how great of a director Louis Solis is. Dream it up. All right. Go grab a Chick-fil-A, buddy. You gotta get Chick-fil-A before it sells out. They do last call.
Number 37, Roy Laster.
Laster. To face Brister. Hard first pitch swinging last time, but right to Daryl Moore Jr. in center. Drag bunt attempt by Laster. Trickery all around. Laster has the wheels to beat that out. If he gets that down third, even with the third baseman in, I was kind of thinking the same thing, but I didn't say anything. One line drive up the middle by Laster. The runner's turning. And Daryl Moore, initially, I think he might be in there. That's huge. David Lopez, aggressive base running. Yeah, RBI single from Laster. Moore with a very good throw. Almost got him. Maybe did get him, but there's no replay in this league. And I honestly think David Lopez got under the tag. Good head first slide. But I'm not sure Daryl Moore realized they're like, okay, they're going to hold him up because I'm fielding this single so shallow. They're not going to send him. And Lopez either just went through a stop sign, but just never stopped. You got a 2-1 lead, first and third. Clutch hit by Laster, RBI right there. Back to Elizondo's having himself a night all the way around. There goes Laster, fouled off by Elizondo. Ideal situation for Laster to take second on the first and third with 1 out. I know that feels good for Warren Laster because he is a much better hitter than his average shows right now. He's going to hit the ball hard and on the button a number of times. So big RBI single there for Warren Laster, take the lead. Slider outside corner. Technically a good take by Elizondo because you don't want to hit that pitch. It's Scotty B on the hooks. Crucial rally time. There goes Laster. They're going to throw down. They throw it into center. And the run scores. Delmeyer. Laster's going to third. And he's going to score. They did get him.
The score 3-1. Seguin.
So Delmeyer scores on the Laster steal. The ball gets thrown around, but Laster ultimately tagged out trying to advance.
I was just about to join you in chaos ensued.
Chaos ensued. I'm still trying to figure out because it was almost, I was trying to figure out who was making a good backup play there. It was Brister would typically be the backup there. They say he didn't go. With typically Elizondo still at the plate, nobody on now. But it was almost like I saw JT Taylor walking from there, so I was like, why was Taylor back there backing up? It normally would have been the pitcher. Maybe it was Brister backing up, but good backing up in baseball saves you in those spots, and the Rouge had it backed up, and Laster was out by a mile at home. But your natural instinct when you do that, you already stole second on a pass, like on a throw into center, and they throw it over third, is just to bolt for home.
Oh, he had the juices flowing.
Yeah, your momentum's going. You're going there's not one person's mind could tell him to hold up there.
Yeah.
But good backing up.
As Elizondo walks.
And honestly, there's a gather of people over by the bullpen, so I thought we were in. I was like, I didn't even see anybody backing up, but they had it backed up. So Elizondo walks again.
It really did take, the perfect play by the Rouge to get Moore in there.
You have to have a good throw there.
They in the right position to back up, played it off the fence, and then threw the strike home.
And also that goes back to my doctrine of being able to defend first and thirds, because it just leads to so many things like that. So that was the right thing to do to steal that third run right there.
Especially when you have a guy like Warren on first.
I mean, Warren's stealing anyway, but he did the right thing because the throw was ahead of him, but so he started to break down. Like, I'll get in a rundown, we'll get the run, and it went into center, so he took it anyway. But, I mean, he played it right as a base runner.
Elizondo.
That might have been a strike, but as the catcher was jumping out, sometimes it locks up the ump's brain and call the ball. 2-0. Situation here. Good hack from Gonzalez, 2-1. Like he was seeing that pitch pretty well.
They got good wood on the ball last at bat. Just kind of got up in the wind there.
Yep.
But he did get a good piece.
Got it out to right field last time. It sounded better than I thought it was going to go farther than it did.
It did sound good off the bat.
Elizondo goes. Good pitch, but again, Vanderwalt throws to the offside of the bag, and Elizondo in with a second stolen base.
Another stolen base from Elizondo.
2 stolen bases from Elizondo, and his last one, that when he tied the ball game, was so crucial because he did it the same as he did with Jose now, where he did it early enough in the bat, so it gave chance for really it was a sac fly.
Yes, Jose
counters
sac
it, so it was a sac fly to over to third, and now he's in scoring position.
Yeah, it was a back-to-back sac fly situation for the River Monsters there, and it all started with Elizondo getting a second on the steal.
Walking a steal. What a ball player.
Jacob has played phenomenal the past 2 nights, both in the field and at the plate. He's just been...
Hutchinson lurking behind him. Ruger is lined, but foul. He's already proved themselves with one trickeration pick and laster on a very well coordinated pick move. But the shift on for Gonzalez, Hutchinson pretty much up the middle, second baseman in the hole. Elizondo seems aware. Line the other way, broken bat, but it's going to drop. Play at the plate. Good throw, but he drops it. I think he's safe. Oh. He's bobbling the ball, and he slid under Brego and give a piece of his mind. So single from Gonzalez. Elizondo, I got no qualms with aggressive base running. Everything has got to go right on that play. Good strong throw and a hop, but it was almost muffed, and Elizondo may have been safe, but the ball beat himself by so much. The catcher gathered and maybe laid the tag. So 2 runs on 1, 2, 3, technically 4 hits. On ball game here, folks. Perks of the press box, folks. Free chicken sandwich appeared up here. You want to split it, Lewis?
Once again, it's quite delicious. I'll see that.
Chick-fil-A sauce. Brody Logston.
See, look at that. Luis once again being a gentleman. No, you keep it. I'm okay.
Get some Chick-fil-A sauce all over my scoreboard.
Took my sauce and dumped it on that sandwich. Called it a day. Getting late into the game, man. I figured he could use a little treat.
I'm not going to lie. That's a good chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I like...
Mr. Wilkerson to lead off.
If I'm eating a chicken sandwich, it's rare that I do, but if I do, I'm always getting spicy. I feel like spicy is the best way to go. And last inning, when they scored the runs, I was down there getting my sandwich, so I missed it, unfortunately.
What's going on here? Wait for a second. One down, though.
It's about for that.
Too much What's going on in the booth? Vanderwalt. Strike one to Vanderwalt. One down. Never seen the name Monray before. That's why I think it's kind of awesome.
Monterey.
Monray. Monray. That's a family name, but it's awesome. 3-1 ball game. Logsdon comes in on relief of Abear and is
Nice
dealing.
pitch right there. Got him swinging.
Dirty breaking ball there for Brody Logsdon.
I think the fact that he's pitching with the lead kind of helps him ease up a little.
You've got to contend with his velocity, which is the high petrol, and then sliders like that. That's a very difficult adjustment.
Could he be the modern? What you said he had high velocity. Could he be the modern oil can Boyd?
Oil Can was a crafty one, that's for sure.
That's one of the greatest nicknames of all time, right there.
Dennis Oil Can Boyd, great
Oil
nickname.
Can Boyd.
Fastball into Daryl.
I grew up saying old instead of oil, so to me it was Oil Can Boyd. Good pitch there.
Off-speed pitch in. I've done this once before. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to wait till the break in the inning.
Oh, to eat your sandwich?
Yeah. That's just terrible form. I'm never going to get signed to be, call a game with Bob Costas if I'm doing stuff like that.
Bob Costas. You know what? I think Bob
Or junior
Costas will allow
walks.
it.
There's so many great. I'm a terrible announcer. I realize that. I'm just having fun with it. But I really think they're interesting because I have Vern Lindquist's book and then Al Michaels' book. And Costas is a legend. I don't have his book, but I got Joe Garagiola's book back in the day. Daryl Moore Jr. with what I would call a saucy lead. And then, he breaks.
What's the one that you have at the office? Not the Bob Costas one, but the other one?
Vern Lundquist is one of them.
I think
There's
that
like
was the
some
one-
play-by-play books that I have, but
That was when I was reading this today before you got there. It is quite interesting, some of the tips and things he talks about. Like, nowadays all you need is a cell phone to broadcast a game.
yeah, it's interesting. I will tell you, nowhere in any of the announcer books that I've read does it say eat a spicy chicken sandwich during the broadcast.
Well, that was back then. Nowadays you can. It's allowed. It's okay. Because
Daryl Moore Jr.
as long as you're making
interesting.
great
He's
calls.
got a good, healthy lead, but his secondary, almost every pitch is a crossover, so it looks like he's breaking on his secondary,
Yeah.
which makes you nervous and can get the middle infielders yelling runner. There he does it.
Oh, wow. I think that hit
Walks
the
him.
runner.
These guys can run. They're going to try to go first to third.
Not ideal right there with the two runners in scoring position.
Eason, 3-run ball game here, and I'll say this: 2 elite base runners. That looks like I can't believe we were sleeping at the wheel, but he hustled back at your general standards. But Daryl Moore was sprinting and was like, okay, I'm going to go. And Eason out of the box was watching Daryl Moore Jr. do that, and Eason can fly. So he's like, if he's going, I'm going. So
Yeah.
Eason bolted out of the box on that pass ball. All I can say there is that's elite level
Like,
base
once
running
again,
from the Rouge.
the Baton Rouge, they have runners, man. Those guys can fly. I like recruiting people, asking them to play for them. They were like, how fast can you run? What's your 40 time?
Eason can fly for sure, and Daryl Moore can fly. So big situation here. 2 down. Logsdon can still work out of it. Braden Caskey.
Like, it makes you nervous when you have the two runners that are the tying runners that are both speedsters,
Yeah, with that kind of speed, single easily scores them both.
Yeah, that's why.
Eason will be off on the crack of the bat with 2 outs. So crucial spot in the ball game. 2-run ball game.
All this guy has to do is hit a single, and those guys are coming around to score.
But Logsden's got strikeout stuff in his repertoire, so
Absolutely. And we have 2
throws
outs.
it behind him, and here comes Daryl Moore.
Like, it's almost not fair how fast these guys are, but what can you do?
Speed kills. The
As
Cardinals
Bushra said.
certainly won a World Series on that turf back in the day with Whitey Herzog, Vince Coleman, Lonnie Smith, Terry Pendleton. Willie McGee could run. Willie McGee, one of the most unique batting stances you'll see.
He's
Breaking
got the
ball
little
in
movement
from
of the bat there,
Logsdon.
kind of a little swing.
Yep.
Like he's like rocking the bat a little. Not Sheffield level, but, you know,
But speed kills, as they say.
absolutely.
Huge advantage in all sports. Eason doing his thing off third. He's just waiting for a ball to bounce 5 feet away. He's going to go. So Caskey walks. Taylor hooked a curveball to right field his last at bat. I like this meeting from Abrego. This is astute right here because we got a 1-run ball game, and the first and third situation is going to rear its head right here. And if we don't defend it properly, it's going to be a tie ball game. So he's got to talk. He's changing pitchers, but he needs to talk, and the infield needs to game plan what they're going to do when Caskey breaks for second, because they'll try to steal a run here. Logsden gets 2 in his inning of work, but comes out.
Now at the mound, number 15, Jack Lopez.
His way to Jack Lopez. Jack Lopez, eminently reliable this year with a lot of nasty stuff from the side and good velocity from the side.
I like his pitching stance there. Like, he comes down almost like a submarine pitcher would, but it's not as to the side.
Great kid, great family.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike Lopez. I shouldn't say kid. These are young men. All of them could whoop me. All right, I'm going to dig into the spice sandwich again.
You should. You need a little energy there, buddy.
Taylor steps in at deals. First pitch strike. Jack Lopez poses so many problems for both left and right-handed hitters. His velocity definitely helps. Also in situations where you got first and third to defend. This ball for strike 2. Lopez ahead.
He has a very beautiful pitching style there.
I'm a fan.
A little to the side, you know, almost like submarine pitchers. He gets his low to the ground.
Thing about Lopez is as less step off.
Oh, wow. Oh, he's caught a rundown. They both,
I'm completely fine with that.
he runs him over to second. But it's 2 outs, so, you know, it's
Because
okay.
the disaster, I mean, that's planned. They almost want to get in the run down there with a 2-strike situation to Taylor because they're going to try to steal that run with Eason. Honestly, if you throw that, Easton's going to bolt.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think you have to concede the bag there
It's one of those
to protect the
lose-lose.
run, especially ahead 0-2.
It's a lose-lose situation.
Slide
They
piece
knew that.
outside. I mean, I'll take my chances with Jack Lopez any day.
Absolutely. That's why he's in the game in this situation.
Crucial situation. Sabermetrics would say you go to your guy here. It's the turning point. Off speed, gets Taylor out front, but he defends, spoils it. 1-2. Ball up. You can see Lopez's velocity from the side. He really just doesn't lose anything. I have no idea how hard he'd throw if he came over the top, but that's just
It's almost like
a
a
nasty
parachute.
arm slot.
It's like a, what do you call it? A catapult? Like when he goes to the side, it comes out. It's like a catapult.
is.
See?
And it picked,
Hey, that's
shot
a
the
left.
other way. When he gets down, Taylor lines a double. He's going to get held up there.
Brings 2 runners home.
Big hit there. Somewhat defensive swing, but he got it all in the barrel and shot it down the left field line. A diving Dalmeyer could not get there. 2-run double for Taylor. Huge.
Tied a ball game.
They take the lead. Oh, that's a tie ball. That was, I think, 2-run score right there. I think both guys come in. 2-run score. That's a 4-3. Rouge go ahead with that double.
It's been a good game all night long.
Here's Hutchinson to face Lopez. Bounced foul. It's like 2 feet fair, shot down the left field line.
Just barely missed.
Much
that
as you
diving
want it to
catch.
hang up there, and for Dalmeyer to get there, it's just slicing away from you.
And he was so close to catching that ball too on that dive. Ooh, got in, hit him on the
Slider
inside
gets
there.
Hutchinson on the hip. Still a 1-run ball game. We're down now, but we got to keep it here. Here's Hebert.
That's a bat for Baton Rouge, number 8, Elliot Hebert.
This guy's definitely trouble. Hebert, whatever.
Here's a solid hitter for sure for the Rougarou. Skies it.
There we go.
Trouble spot. Dalmeyer ranging into foul territory off the heel of his glove.
He was so close to having that ball too. You could tell he was upset with himself. He just slapped his glove like, man,
That
I
was
so
a big
close.
out to get right there.
He knows it. It's all right. Get him next time.
And the other thing is, as an outfielder, I can attest to when you're running at full speed, if you can stay on your tippy toes, the ball will not bounce as much as if you're hitting your heels. Lined up the middle, but Elizondo dives and cannot make the play. The throw. Taylor's going to score. Line drive from Hebert.
Once
The
again,
dropped foul ball
Baton Rouge is
looms
giving us trouble.
on that. First and second.
Lopez is trying so hard to get this last
That's a bat
out.
number 28, Brennan Lambert.
Brennan Lambert now the batter. Runners at first and second still. Lopez working. Slider for a strike. Comes sweeping completely across the body.
I will say this about Lopez though. even though he's given up, 3 runs this inning or so, he still has good body language. He's still confident in his stuff.
Yep. He's not could be in play.
He's not thinking negative. You know, he's not like, oh, I'm terrible. He's still trying. So got to give him effort for that.
Lopez has been a cool customer all year long.
I'm sure he understands that. Like not every outing is going to go your way. You're just going to have those nights where things just don't go the right way.
First 2 runners he inherited were Logsdon's. Not that this is neither here. It's a team sport, but statistical purposes. Line into the gap.
Gonna bring home another
Laster
run.
cuts it off, but another run's going to score, and they're holding the runner up, and they throw behind. Hebert stays at third. Good throw from Lopez. So Hutchinson scores. 6-3. Hebert to third, and Lambert on first.
I got it.
Down there that has like 6 balls in his hand. He's definitely a treasure hunter.
He's the Lord of the Flies, as I say.
Well, you said you were looking for a leader earlier. Well, I think you found him. He's got so many.
I've got the conch.
It's like I am the leader.
As we get him on the camera, if we go to 4, you can actually see the Lord of the Flies behind home plate in that shot.
Like they're lining up for a picture or something. Like, here's what we're going to do.
If anybody's not familiar with that book that I'm quoting, it's about like these children marooned on an island.
It's crazy.
Create tribal rule. Well, it's kind of awesome.
Well, what's originally is like they turn into savages really fast. And they have a they have like a bonfire at one point, and one of the kids gets accidentally killed.
Yeah, is it a true story? I don't even know. Or is
I don't think so.
It's a fictional book, because I feel like that's exactly what would happen if you had a bunch of like 9-year-olds on.
I felt bad for the fat kid in the book. They called him Piggy or something. They just picked on that guy so much.
I don't know. I think it was required reading for some class in school.
Yeah, I read that back in middle school, like grade 7 or something, grade 6. I don't know.
Next inning, run around. Should probably change right now. So Tovar comes on in relief here in the 7th.
Try to, what do you call it? Do damage
Velocity
control.
fastball away.
A little damage
And
control here.
I'm gonna hand off the hooks to Mike Perrin, one of the spectacular
Photographers.
broadcasters and photographers that we have up here.
So all the
Should have
pictures.
given him I should have given my microphone sooner. Tovar up and away.
He's leaving the building.
Away. Breaking ball fouled off. Two-two to Landry Wilkerson. Led off the inning.
Hit behind
Might be
third base.
playable. Near the dugout.
There we go.
Pitch is made by Trevino. That'll do it.
So unfortunately, Baton Rouge got the best of us there in that inning, but we still have, 6 more outs to get some runs.
7th inning stretch.
Runs on 3 hits today. He's in. I should have given him silver swimmer.
If you missed the last game, I don't know if you missed the book, but back around, same inning. Down here, and I kind of just kept it going.
But I've been like now when we pick up, and I put 7 and 8 up here, and then I'll put like a line that says and around again, so I have to move frames. As long as they don't get down to the air, I'm good scoring, and I can come over.
And leading off for the River Monsters, number
Wilson leading it off here in the top bottom of the 7th.
Wilson, right around 300 batting. Pitcher as well.
Took a hack right there, that one.
He's definitely been good for us, man. He's able to bring in a lot of runs.
Absolutely.
Big power bat. Throw him on the mound every now and again.
He's definitely the guy you want in this position as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Try to get some runs going here. Throw over the first for the first out.
The best hitter we have, I believe. In my opinion, anyway.
Up to the second baseman there. Caught for the second out. If so many runs, some of these balls would just drop. That's supposed to.
Yeah, you like a mistake to happen out there at some point for them.
to bat for the River Monsters, number 6.
On that 7th inning, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You're going pretty good for us. And then as soon as we take Mr. Evan Hendricks out.
Luckily, we still have time. You know, hopefully,
Yeah, for sure.
Get a rally going. It's the pitch outside.
The slider outside.
Little strike.
Little fastball. Ball 2. What have you and Ernie been chatting about?
Lots of side stories, stuff about the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about just different things. You have any baseball stories to talk about? Your time? You ever played?
I did play. Yeah, I played here on this field. I played
Okay.
center field.
How was that? How's this field as a player viewpoint?
It's pretty rough for sure. I mean, the balls bounce like concrete. I mean, like hitting.
So you would say it's a very hard field.
Yeah, it's a very hard
Okay.
field.
So you would prefer not to play on this field if you had a choice?
Yeah, if I had a choice for
Okay.
sure. If we're gonna put some turf down or something.
Kind of like the old Soldiers Field for the Eagles. It was
Yeah,
solid
yeah.
rock.
Yeah, exactly. Reminds me playing on the street. I mean,
It's like at this point, it's like what's it's the same thing.
yeah, pretty much.
How is Seguin high school baseball here?
So I'll be honest with you, I haven't kept up with it in the past. I graduated in 2009.
Okay, so you've been out a while.
Yeah, I've been
Okay.
out a little minute, man. I
Okay.
kept up with them maybe like a few years after high school, but after you're out of high school for about 4 or 5 years, man, you kind of
Yeah, that was like me. Once I graduated, I didn't pay attention to my school
Yeah.
sports.
yeah.
We had a baseball team, but we weren't very good.
I mean, they have banners and stuff down on the bottom. I think they were district champs in 2006.
Okay.
I was like a sophomore or something like that. But yeah, I mean, they had a good team in 2006. Go back, I mean, before that, probably like late 90s, 99. I think that's when Boomer was here like around that time, 97, 98.
Okay.
He was the guy that got drafted by the White Sox as a pitcher.
Oh wow, never heard of the guy. But,
Yeah, Alvin Jones, Alvin Boomer Jones.
oh wow. I mean, anytime you get drafted, that's a feat in itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether or not you continue to stay in the league, you get drafted. To me, that's awesome.
His dad was a stud as well. His dad, Ron Jones, he got drafted by the Phillies.
Oh wow.
And he hit 3 home runs his first week in the big leagues, and he had a horrible injury that kind of set him back. And you know, medicine and stuff like that wasn't like it is today. So you know, if you had a real bad knee injury, it was kind of almost the end. I mean, you can't ask Ken Griffey Jr. about that. I mean,
Oh yeah, that guy would have been the home run king if it wasn't for
yeah,
his
for
injuries.
sure. Without steroids and stuff, I mean, he would have got it. But yeah, you know, he unfortunately had some knee injuries, and that kind of held him back from, I believe, becoming the baseball player he should have been. But yeah, man, they have a lot of talent in that family for sure.
Yeah, before we came to Seguin, we were just like looking up history of the town. We didn't realize there was a lot of good baseball history here. We had no idea.
No, me either, honestly. Like, I didn't either. Like, they didn't teach us none of that. They didn't tell us about none of it. Like, I didn't know about Smokey Joe Williams. And even though I played on this field, still didn't know about him
You just
until
thought it was
after
named
high
after
school.
somebody from here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even think he was from here.
Yeah, we realized this guy was a legend. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you from Seguin?
So, yeah, pretty much. I was born in California, but
Oh, wow,
raised
okay.
here. So, I mean, I'm pretty much from here. I moved here at an early age.
Doing this stuff, this was the first time I ever visited Seguin ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's nothing to really come see. I mean, it's just a small town.
I'm from San Antonio. Like,
Yeah.
I live there and stuff, and I knew Seguin. I just never went out here. But it's a cool little town.
Yeah, for sure. I love the people here.
I like the
man.
library. The library's
Yeah,
massive.
that library's kind of, well, not new now. It's probably been there for about almost 10 years now. But yeah, it's definitely a nice library. The big glass windows and stuff like
I
that.
feel like they're trying to make you guys read.
right?
Building that sweet library in town.
Trying to make it a cool place to come hang out.
Read a book.
It is, kids. It's a very good place to hang out.
I could live here. I like it. Little small town. I see that it's growing though. I see a lot of construction.
There's neighborhoods going up everywhere, man. Everywhere.
That's what's happening with a lot of these like Central Texas, Southern Texas towns.
Yeah, little small towns. Yeah, they're starting to become bigger.
People are moving in because it's a lot cheaper to live in Texas.
It's
than
a
in
lot
other
cheaper.
states.
Yeah.
Pretty soon we're going to be like California down here, over here.
I hope not.
Because I mean, Austin's pretty much turned into California because everything's gone up in price. Can't afford to live there anymore.
To man number 2, Daryl Moore Jr.
This is your dude right here, the one that you said is like fast.
He is so fast. He's so fast, man. He saw our catcher kind of lollygag into the ball after that. He was just gone from first all the way to third.
Yeah, it's insane. He's also a really good switch hitter too. He can hit well from both sides of the plate.
Yeah.
I was telling Ernie earlier, I feel like half the team of Baton Rouge is speedsters.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of speed on their team.
We were discussing, like, when they went to go get some people for the team, like, well, how fast is your 40?
It's a good way to win games, though. I mean,
It's been done.
it's the
with
one part
teams.
you can't like teach.
If you remember those mid-2000 Rays, they were built around speed.
Yeah, exactly.
One of my favorite players of all time, Carl Crawford. He was a good hitter
very
and
fast.
a good runner. Unfortunately, like his injuries, when we went to Boston and then to the Dodgers, derailed his career. But I always loved watching fast players like D. Gordon.
Yeah, D. Gordon was definitely a speedster. Carl Crawford is now I think he's the manager for Meg Thee Stallion.
Oh wow!
You didn't know that? He has his
No.
own record label, 1501. He's from Houston.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's cool.
Yeah, he's from Houston. So is Meg, and he discovered her when she was like 15 or something.
Also, he
like
runs
that.
like a little music label.
Yeah, he has a music label. Yeah, I believe. Well, Meg, she wasn't the first one on his label, but she was the first to like blow up. You know what I mean?
Houston, they used to have a music scene down there. A lot of cool
Yeah.
hip hop things happening.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, he's doing his thing in the music scene now. He's with Jay Prince a lot.
Okay. I'll have to check out his stuff. I like some hip hop here and there.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't rap himself. He just kind of signs other artists.
Right,
pretty
runs a
much,
label
so.
sort of.
Yeah.
That's cool though. He found something to do after baseball.
Yeah, use his money in that, and baseball players get ridiculous money. So that was just probably
Yeah, of course, man.
3 or 4% of his money.
A lot of times they do those 10-year deals.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's insane.
10 years, 500 million.
Like Pujols, he got that 10-year deal from the Angels.
Yeah.
But by that point, his
He
career
was already going downhill after that.
I remember because they signed him, C.J. Wilson. They tried to build this all-star team.
Yeah, Josh Hamilton. They paid for the
Yeah,
back.
Josh Hamilton. I remember that. Yeah.
They paid for the back end of those guys' careers.
Oh, absolutely. And unfortunately, Hamilton got back into trouble.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for the guy because he originally was drafted by the Rays. He got in trouble. He cleaned up, came back, had some good years with the Rangers.
He had some really good years with the Rangers, yeah.
Because I'm from Dallas originally, and so I remember those years, man. They went to the World Series.
Yeah,
Went out
that's
away.
my team, so I definitely was
That's your
keeping
team?
it. Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I used to go to Ranger games all the time. I've been to so many Rangers games.
Nice. I've only been to one, man. It's so far from here. I don't make the trip that much.
Yeah, he kind of here. They're kind of in the middle. Like either way, you go to Houston or Dallas is like a 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
Ooh, got the runner over to first and third there. Oh, bases are loaded. Can't allow another run to score here. We got 0 outs, bases loaded.
The first game I went to, Michael Young hit a bomb. First home run. It was the first professional league home run, like major league home run I've seen.
Okay, cool.
In person, which was cool. They played against the Red Sox that game. I remember.
I don't remember the first home run I saw.
You seen so many now.
Yeah, it's just because I'm trying to think who was on that team and I cannot remember.
What year was it?
See, I moved down to San Antonio in 2014, so it was years prior to that.
Okay. That would have been right at my face if the net wasn't there.
It might have been going to the ER right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, professional baseball is really in baseball at any level is fun to watch.
True. Yeah.
There's where I live behind my house. There's a little league park, so you see games all the time. You can hear them. It's kind of cool.
I remember earlier we was talking about wiffle ball
Yeah.
as well.
We should get a wiffle ball league going.
Hey man, I definitely would be down. I know a few people that would be down. They could tell some other people, and next thing you know, you have a league. So
You might be playing in it. They might allow a wiffle ball team in TCL. You guys want to play baseball? I know you guys are wiffle ball dudes, but outside.
yeah, man, pitching with the wiffle ball that takes practice though. You really gotta spend hours a day learning
Yeah, we
how to control that.
I learned that when Ernie and I did our little wiffle ball thing. I didn't
Yeah.
realize the balls have changed a lot more harder now.
Yeah, exactly.
Back in the day, you could crush them, and now they're like actual baseballs. But some of these dudes right here could probably play some wiffle ball. You got to bring in a ringer for the wiffle ball league. One of these guys out here.
That'd be nice.
This is my friend John from work.
2-2 count.
Trying to get out of trouble here without allowing another run.
Bases loaded. No outs.
What irks me about Baton Rouge is like we hold them all game, and then towards the late innings somehow they find something and they extort it.
And that's a strikeout.
It's a great effort by both teams. You know, it's been a great game. Don't let the score fool you. It's been a good game. As they say,
Number 27, JT Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has been a good game. Our starters, man, they seem to always go pretty. I have pretty good outings. You know what I mean, and we just got to get our.
Was you able to watch that game last night or 2 nights ago? The complete game?
I wasn't. I think that was last night.
Yeah, that was really
last
cool.
night. Yeah, I wish Jonathan Kelly pitched the complete game that night because we definitely would have won that game. He was dealing.
Bring another runner across 7-3. But the people here have not left, so that's good. They're supporting the team.
They're still here, man. They're still here.
Because you get those fair weather fans like, okay, they're losing, let's go home.
Yeah.
I never leave a game. Like, I go to a lot of Flying Chocolate games or mission games, and I'm just like, I'm just going to sit
Watch
here.
the whole game, yeah.
I'll watch the mission till the game's over. Because you never know, like, something could happen.
You never know. I got to see Tatis on the missions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think if I remember him watching him play, because I watched those games, but
he probably did. He just wasn't. He wasn't Tatis yet.
Yeah.
So.
What is it, Slam Diego?
Yep.
I love watching that team. They should be a lot better than they are, but a lot of these guys we're going to see playing in League Two one day.
Be nice, man. Be nice.
1-1 here. Two.
Looking for a strikeout or a ground ball here.
Definitely double play would really help. But a strikeout would be good too, so can't argue either way. I think at this point the people of Seguin are sick of seeing this team. Baton Rouge, Rouge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They have our number, man.
They do. And it's not like these are blowout games. They're very close games, which I think would like irk you more.
Yeah.
Losing close games as opposed to getting blown out. Because when you get blown out, okay, we didn't have a chance. But with the close games, you're like, man, you're so close.
Seems to be every time when they get to our bullpen, it's kind of when things go a little crazy.
Yeah. It's like they're studying, like they watch a lot of tape or something.
Yeah, man, you never know. They definitely could be.
Because, you know, live streams are available for all the teams, so.
It's a
Foul
swing.
ball there. Double play would be nice in this situation, get us out of trouble. It's the pitch. Full count. We cannot walk this guy. This is the situation. We need to ideally get him striked out or something, but we'll see.
Just got to get it over the plate and let your defense work.
Because 7-3 is much more manageable, but 8-3, that's going to be, I mean, that's kind of tough.
Good job, good job.
And that's another strikeout by Ewing.
This guy Abear right here is a dangerous hitter. Definitely would not want, you don't want this guy up at bat right now in this situation. You can easily drive in 1 run, 2 runs with the swing of a bat. Well hit to left field is going to be caught for the outs. All right. So midway through the 8th, it's Baton Rouge 7, Seguin 3. So this is the point of the game where you get a rally going because we're running out of outs here.
Definitely want to start getting some hits, getting some people on base.
Because this is now at the bottom of the 8th. We got like 6 outs to work with. That's plenty of outs. So I mean,
Yeah.
we can just get some runners on. But that 7-3 is much manageable. But if we would have been 8-3, I honestly don't know how.
Yeah,
That's 5 runs where this is only 4.
Grand slam, tie it up.
We can hope for it. Mr. Skylar Trevino up the bat now for the bottom of the 8th. Lead things off. Batting .238 on the year, so not too bad.
Definitely respectable. I feel like in this league, 230 and up is pretty good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. MLB, yeah, you don't want to be at 238, but
No.
for college, it's doable. You can work around that. Well hit to center field. It might be gone. It's going to be cut for the out, unfortunately. So close to being out of here. I think if the wind would have been blowing just a little bit harder in the opposite direction.
Definitely got a good piece of wood on it.
Strike one there. Takes a little time out there. Reset himself a little bit. Well hit ball. Chopper over there to the first base. Pitcher covers for the second out. Outs here in the bottom of the 8th, and Del Myers are last chance here in the bottom of the 8th to get something going. Del Myers is a pretty tall dude, too.
Yeah, he is. Nice height to him.
Probably plays basketball, too. You said earlier you mentioned you graduated in '09. I literally thought you graduated in the last couple of years. I was
Yeah,
like,
man.
fresh out of high school. Yeah, I graduated in '05 myself. So it's been quite a while since I've been in high school.
I thought you were the one that graduated like 2 years ago.
No, yeah, I'm almost 36.
Okay, yeah, you got that young look.
I try to keep a youthful spirit about things.
Right.
You don't want to act too old because
Yeah.
then you start aging really fast.
Yeah, man. To me, age is, kind of just a number
Oh, absolutely.
about how you handle yourself. That's Tom Brady.
That guy, wow. He's like what, 40?
45. He's like 44.
Yeah,
45.
he's-
He'll be 45 this year.
And the fact that he's still playing on a high level is insane.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't run a whole lot, so that helps too. He's not
Yeah.
getting hit all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
In the dirt for a strikeout unless he gets on base.
Test 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. Test 1, 2, 3. So it's back to
Wait, what? To see that?
It's crazy annoying. Talking. Foul ball. Yeah, I fully realize that you can't hear any of the background noise. Yeah, any of the background noise if you stop talking. That's just the maddening part of trying to figure out our issues. And the thing about it is, breaking ball fouled off.
1-2 count.
Book is, this is going to be Brennan Lambert leading out the top of the ninth. So the sound will drop if you're not talking. OBS has a built-in noise gate kind of, where if you're not talking, it drops. It's trying to drop background noise. So it thinks it's helping, for a ballpark situation, you really do want the background sound because it's super annoying to have like talk and then dead silence, you know?
It's like some of these electric vehicles that stop the battery when you.
Yeah, that's
Stop
what it's
the
trying
car.
to do. So rings him. We still with Yuli Tovar, right? Or we get a new pitcher?
Number 21, Landry
I'm
Wilkerson.
not sure.
Brennan down on strikes for the ninth. Lambert goes down on a strikeout. This is Lalo Salinas. I didn't think it was Yuli. I was watching Yuli's stuff from the stands. Guy's got tremendous stuff. Lalo Salinas now. On to Landon Wilkerson. Yeah, I put the broadcast on my phone, and I'm sure it's driving everybody nuts. They probably put us on mute if it's like that the whole game. But lined or
Right,
kind of chunked right, like looped into the dugout. 1-2. But yeah, I mean, and I'm kind of somewhat conscious of that. I mean, I'm a big windbag, Mike. So it's like many aspects. I'm like, I'll just keep talking so it doesn't drop at all.
Yeah.
Just fill it with stories about downhill skiers and Hannibal the Carthaginian, who's going to burn down Rome once he crosses out of the Rhone River and then comes down from the Alps. But that keeps the mic open. He did not like that call, Mr. Wilkerson. Give the umpire a piece of his mind in the ninth. If you're going to give the umpire a piece of your mind, it's best to do it in the ninth with a 4-run lead.
Yep.
But I digress. So sound issues abound. I cannot figure out the drop. I think it could be a filter in OPS, but I could also think it's a setting in the ATEM Mini to like keep it open so it sees the sound wave input, because in the headphones it sounds totally awesome.
It sounds fine.
And just if you're not talking and you're not on top of a microphone, it just completely drops it off. Monray and Vanderwalt. 1. Lalo Salinas. Little hitch in his giddy up on that one. Slider inside. But you guys do sound great. I like listening to the broadcast. Till the 7th, we were right there. We're going to need some ninth inning heroics. But you're up close and personal right there. I was like in the second row watching Tovar.
Yeah.
Just upper. I mean, he's got to be low 90s, if not mid. Fastballs, very hard. Swing and bunt, no chance at all. Trevino was too far back. Vanderwalt with a single, technically. It's like a line drive in the books. I don't know if that's an accurate statement. It looks like a line drive in the books. I think it looks like a line drive in the stats is a more accurate statement, because in your book you can put like a little dribbler, the dotted line, or you put the straight line if it's a line drive. It's like a little dotted line. It's like a ground ball in the books, I guess. But nevertheless,
Speedster back up to bat.
Daryl Moore Jr. and Eason cause problems.
What school does he go to?
Let's take a look. Daryl Moore Jr. is going to Lurleen B. Wallace, Alexandria, Louisiana. Lurleen B. Wallace listed as the school. Familiar with that school?
I am not.
But if they got a ball club there with this guy, it's pretty good. The rosters that the teams are putting together at the beginning of the season, that's an old Rougarou roster I had right from like opening day.
Yeah.
So could have been updated. But I do like Daryl Moore Jr.'s game Good speed, switch hitter. A lot of these guys are JUCO guys getting signed, you know, like Davey Wilson. Who knows where they're going to be next year.
Mm-hmm.
So he checks the runner, being held. This ball fouled back. Full count for Daryl Moore. Seventh inning, 6-run seventh. Some runners on in the ninth, make it interesting. That's what you're looking for. This ball spoiled. Vanderwalt, catcher, on first, indicating no desire to run. Slider misses inside and low. Daryl Moore aboard. You should have Vanderwalt in front of him.
Right.
You know.
Hold that speed down.
Yeah. And I don't know Vanderwalt how fast he is, but catchers
Rouge number 6, Reed Easton.
typically not the fastest always. But just based on body language, on how uninterested Vanderwalt was at stealing with two outs there anyway, tells me he's probably not going in this situation. Fastball up to Eason. Not stealing here anyway because you want to make the third out at third.
Yeah, you never want to do that.
Already in scoring position for Eason here if he singles.
It's a rule you learn in Little League.
Fall up again. Love Smokey Joe Williams Field. It's such a family-oriented ballpark. There's just kids running around.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of them are accounted for, but they're just having a great time.
Trying to catch all the foul balls they can.
Trying to bring the kids out here, but I was like, well, you're up in the booth and you're not going to be watching them. I was like, you're kind of always watching them. Somebody's watching. Somebody's watching.
There's too many parents out here.
Yeah, there's too many parents. 3-1. There's too many parents out there. Like that little girl right there wandering around.
Yeah.
I'm not a parent. 500 feet. She's over there like digging up dirt. It's like line drive up the middle by Eason, and they're going to wave Vanderwalt. The throw. Oh, I think they got him.
They got him.
Nice throw from Laster to hold it there. Throw from Laster to get him there. We got any chance at a comeback, you had to get the out there. We couldn't have more rally happening.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty big play. Pretty big play to keep hopes alive in Seguin, what we're doing here. Did Lewis have to go? I know, I love the BC boys.
Yeah, he did.
Lewis had to go. All-star performance tonight. So I don't know if I just get like put this hum on the mic. It'll keep the mic open. Makes no sense to me. So long as it's like the delay and when it drops. See, I can see the sound wave starting to creep off once I stop talking. There's that delay. It fades down. I can just keep that delay. If I can figure out that delay, make that way long, that keeps the mics open.
Well, we do have Warren Laster who's going to be coming up to bat first. 2 for 3 on the night.
So have a good night. Big hit.
He's had a great night.
It's like we were saying the other night about walk-up. He went to
still tipping,
Mike Jones. Tipping on full foes, but the baseline drops immediately.
Immediately. Yeah.
Immediately. You can't have that.
Nice. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why
that's what I was saying earlier with Earl. I was like, gotta get to the beat instantly.
juices flowing.
It does. It's such a great song. Some ideas on playing with this audio on super delay, keeping the mic open. So I'm not talking there, and it's starting to creep down. About a 1 Mississippi, there's like a 1 second where the gate stays open, and then it decides nobody's talking, I'll drop it. If I can extend that, it'll keep it open way longer. It was getting the music there, you could see. But it won't get them. Dropped it completely, and now we're back in.
All right, Seguin, we need your support. If you want to see the River Monsters come back.
Probably something simple, too.
Yeah. See this little sliding tooth that slides there? Once that tooth decides to slide back, whatever that is, it runs back, and then that's when it decides to drop. Here's Laster. Let's see if we get ourselves a 9th inning rally, folks. Huge over-the-top delivery here. Sonny Brandwood out of California. A couple gentlemen on the rigorous teams from this Cal State Monterey Bay. Laster fouls it off. Sonny Brandwood is one of them. Big man, huge over-the-top delivery. Keep that tooth from sliding back. I can keep the mic open. Whatever that is, it's some kind of sliding attacker gain. I'm not sure what that is. 2 to Laster versus Brandwood to the set. Big fastball. I think I might have been off speed, actually. I think he was out in front of that. Could have been a change. So there it is. And having a stellar night tonight at the plate and in the field. Jacob Elizondo. Elizondo to face Brandwood. Second baseman decides to cheat up the middle while the first baseman hugs the line, leaving a huge 4-3 hole for Elizondo, who loves shooting that hole. Want to know to Elizondo? Fastball and into the line drive the other way. It's that swing. It almost looks, I mean, he's letting that get deeper. Ball's down. I think he shoots a line drive. Wood waiting.
Elizondo has some speed to him as well.
He was a very fun interview pregame. We were kind of talking about yesterday's game from Zachary Carroll, the complete game. But I like to talk to Elizondo a little bit about his defense because he has such quick hands, and he was talking a little bit about the drills that he does on getting a feel for the ball and getting it out of his glove. But just a real good ball player. Off speed down for Brandwood. Featuring hard over-the-top fastball, but also like the straight off-speed change.
Elizondo from San Antonio.
He hit over 300 at St. Mary's, I believe. He's one of their better hitters. His game. So many guys that I've seen this summer. I want to go check them out. It's gonna make the college season for me next year so much fun.
Oh yeah.
Bouncing around, seeing all these different games. Guys I haven't seen in this league that you thought you would probably see would be like TLU players, right? Because we're in Seguin. That's a good baseball program.
They are.
Lozano looking for something else there, and Brandwood sneaks in the fastball. Strikeouts. Gonzalez. Three tonight. Line drive his last at bat. Still ain't over, folks. Ain't over till you get the last down. We got some good hitters coming up. Off the plate, ball one. Like to see it get interesting. You know, a couple runners get on, people start getting tight, throw the ball away. Anything can happen. There's a hit in the hole. Hutchinson gets over and in front of it, makes the throw. That does it.
It's a ball game.
River Monsters dropped the Rouge, who continue absolute complete ownership of us, which is frustrating to no end. Both good ball clubs, but we've beaten many of the teams in this league, and these guys we cannot solve. But great job by Evans Hendricks.
Yep.
Stellar game by a number of guys I'd like to highlight. Elizondo, great plays at short. Scored a run with a single. He's got our RBIs tonight. Dave Wilson had an RBI. Jose Gutierrez singled. Yep. He's had a couple of hits tonight. Warren Laster had 2 hits tonight. RBI. Elizondo had a couple stolen bases tonight that were actually really huge, too. David Lopez, single run scored. Preston Dahlmeyer, single run scored. Jose Gutierrez, 2 for 4 tonight. Tough loss. Kids are out on the field. That's always good times. I really appreciate you, Mike. Every time you come in, makes it good. I appreciate Dutch coming in, calling the game tonight. This man is working all the time.
All the time.
So it's always a pleasure, as we all know, to get him in here to call a ball game.
Yeah.
But all the people that are helping out, Luis Solis, unreal. The stuff that dude does on the boards for us. So thanks to everybody. Hope you all have a good night. We're signing out here. Final Baton Rouge, River Rouge 7, Seguin River Monsters 3.